at him probably.
I did have chicken today, so...
had a baby and like...
Well, yeah, I'm not going to eat a dead bird. Like, what? Because that's what we use the miracle of resurrection for, to eat things. I can totally see Voss the Hobgoblin doing that, though. Like, it's cost effective.
As can I, yeah.
Right?
So long as it's cost effective.
It's
well, if you think about it, it's more efficient to eat the bird while it's still alive. It wouldn't be efficient to bring it back from the dead.
Well, I mean, that depends. How hard is it for you to bring it back from the dead?
It's still like, no matter how you cut it, it is some level of effort.
True, yeah. Right. So even things that are easy.
That extra step being put into it.
It's not about whether or not it's low effort. It's about how many people I can feed with that same amount of effort.
So here you guys are in, as I recall, an underground chasm with a throne made out of spider webs and a sleeping man on top of a throne.
I believe you were about to send me a message with a link to this group that I've been excluded from.
I did. I invited you on Facebook. And we didn't exclude is a harsh word. I forgot to include. It's not the same thing. I'm going to look at you and be like, Hobgoblin.
The last thing I have from you on Facebook is the Zoom link.
Huh. Yeah, I pushed the invite member button, and then it mocked me liberally, apparently.
It'll be in your notifications, not your messages.
I ended up with a message that said, "Ha, no!"
Right? Send you a message that goes, "No hobgoblins allowed." Like one of those big signs that boys put up on the ports that say, "No girls." Right?
Yeah.
Dwarves are.
I don't think dwarves are on the same level as hobgoblins, Joe.
They're small.
I don't know. We've got
Hobgoblins are much better. I agree.
I'm hosting another table where everybody is a lizard folk of some kind except for the one dwarf, so there's a lot of superior race.
Yeah.
I like my exotic races. I think the one character that I've got out of all of them that is actually from the PHB is in Joe's campaign, funnily enough.
Huh.
Yeah.
The rest
Joe,
of the
faceless, the faceless builder, right?
Yeah. That's it.
Who's so ugly that birds just fall out of the sky dead when they look at him.
That makes so much sense. My life is now complete.
That's a freaky looking owlbear.
So here you guys are in this underground space, right? Somebody want to fill it, since we're going to be live, does somebody want to tell everybody at home what happened?
So who wants here total? Who can help me with this? Because I kind of remember.
And I think only three of us survived the web spinning.
Oh, you were actually there last session, were you, Joe?
I fucking was.
I think all of us actually were.
No.
Right, listen, if you want to keep this PG, you got to stop swearing so much.
Sorry. My bad.
Yes. So
I'm
I
also terrible.
don't know if you can pause this, but my wife needs me for a second. I'll be right back.
No problem.
Feel free to fill in the people at home what happened. Eyeball spikes.
Okay, so let's roll with it. Recap on without Jay for a sec. So we found Alistair's house, or we assume Alistair's house.
His
dead bodies in it, and the hatch. In order to get in, Hermes hung off the wall until it fell. You guys went down into the hatch of the trapdoor that led to some sort of tunnel. Hermes couldn't follow because he was far too big.
You tried sending the zombie down.
Oh yeah, I tried kicking a zombie down. Yeah, that's it. And instead I'm now wearing him as a handbag.
Yeah.
Great.
Great accessories.
I think one of my goblins is wielding his arm as well.
Now,
Using the press
not
button.
where your goblins came from yet.
No, the arm exploded.
Oh, the arm exploded. That's right.
Yes, it was a person.
Yeah, so you guys went down. Hermes had to fight some zombies, and you guys fought some zombies as well down there.
Yep.
Your bit is a bit fuzzy to me. I think yours had a bit more story involved.
Yeah, we went after this wizard, and then we found this hidden door. Went into the hidden door, and then I swear it was like a small river of pee, if I remember
It was,
correctly.
It was a sewer system, wasn't it?
sewer
I
system.
think it was, yeah. And then we went in, and then there was like a cat, and then I tried,
That's
well,
right. You tried
laser in
tricking
the
the
cat.
cat with lasers.
Yeah, didn't
We
work.
split up, and a couple of us went with Hermes to find a different way into the
That's
sewer
right.
system.
Yeah, we asked
Yeah.
the tavern keep where the poop door is.
Yes.
Um,
And you met us halfway,
yeah, we met you halfway.
and then you knocked down the wall.
We knocked down a wall and
Got
found a
your
horde of goblins,
goblins.
where Hermes managed
Golden
to
statue.
make use of his new mystery item. Sorry, just
Yeah,
on?
and the golden
Uh,
statue.
Golden statue. Don't forget.
Yes, the golden statue, which I believe Jit used Whisper Mind and
Yep.
spoke to the man inside the statue. It turned out he was transmuted into gold.
Yeah.
And we need to
and-
Wasn't
find.
that his own mistake? I think.
Sorry
No,
about
no,
that.
I thought. No problem.
We're still recapping.
I heard.
Yes.
Yeah, we're up to working out if the golden statue was the very man's fault or his opposition's fault.
It was his
remember.
fault. I believe he mixed.
Yeah, I think it was his fault. But then he was just
God.
like, I have never met a greater wizard. But then it was the
I
other
love
guy
how
as
much
well.
you were like, look at the ego on this guy. You can flex
Yeah.
him. That's like a
Yeah, I
weapon.
almost didn't
Look,
want
I
to
think
free him.
what really matters is he's made of gold and we can break him into pieces and sell him.
But instead, we are going to find the wizard that escaped earlier in
Mhm.
order to
Yeah.
set him free.
Mhm. That's the idea.
Have we agreed about that yet?
I
don't
don't
know.
think we've agreed
Well,
whether or not we
I'm
can set him.
thinking he's got a point. If we break him into little pieces and sell it, surely we'd be able to get more gold for it because it can talk.
Now, I don't want to
Will it
just
be able to talk once we
demon
break the head
here,
off?
But
Who
hear,
knows?
hear me out on this for a second. Let's assume for a moment that you're going to sell him to somebody who doesn't have like whisper mind capabilities or anything.
Yeah, he's just gonna be a
So
gold
a
statue.
non-maze, so that when he can't like speak into their brain or whatever. Now, I don't know if you've ever bought fancy jewelry, but a well-sculpted thingy is worth way more than a lump of that same thingy. Which is to say, the whole statue man is worth a great deal more than chunks of the statue man.
I see your point. We got a
Yeah.
couple of big
What
burly
if-
characters who can
Yeah.
carry it.
But what if we break the head off and sell the rest as raw materials? And then we sell
It'd be like one
a telepathic talking head.
like one of those Greek statues.
Yeah,
could
right.
give
Is what I
Jit
was
that
thinking.
stand up without a head.
Yeah.
That could totally work.
Have
Yeah.
any of
Well-
you seen Chainsaw Lollipop, like the game, where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just give
yeah.
it to Jit and he can
Yeah.
use Whisper Minds
I
as like a
completed
little.
that. You could just wear. You could just wear it around his back,
Yeah.
around his belt.
Oh, that's creepy.
Perfect.
You're like, yo,
You
dude,
That's
you
just
a
see
spin
good
the
this?
idea.
head around and talk to it and stuff. and
I
sell
think
the
that's a good
rest.
idea.
So before you figure that out, though, you should probably figure out to do about the eyeball spikes that are flying out from underneath the curtain of
Oh,
web.
yes.
I raised my shield. And remember, everyone's within 15 feet of me, so you'll have +1 on your AC.
You bet.
Oh, nice to know.
They
Sick.
surge towards you. They stop. The ring of teeth around the eyeball flexes as if it were a mouth. And you hear this rumbly voice go, I am Vokas. Which I'm not going to do all day because it'll destroy my throat.
Yeah, that will hurt.
A voice pronouncing itself to be Vokas declares that you are powerful or you wouldn't have made it this far. Be seeing you, and the eyeballs fly away back underneath the throne.
Ooh,
Oh.
so we're not getting killed.
Oh,
No,
50.
that would be
Oh.
infinitely more boring, wouldn't it?
It might be actually, because now we're in some sort of suspense.
Yay!
we were in a suspense at the end of the episode. Now
I
we're
was-
not in
I've been-
suspense.
I've had withdrawal symptoms since last week.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun. It's not me. It's
I'm glad you're alive.
So here you are with a sleeping mage, and unfortunately, your mage to like slap him awake and talk to him or whatever is unavailable.
Should we tie him up first?
So wait, so from these eyeballs with teeth have come from the sleeping mage.
They have come from the sleeping mage is on top of a giant throne made out of webs. There's like a
That's right, and they came
they
from the
fly out from
throne.
underneath it like little kids from behind mom's dress, and then they fly back underneath.
I see. I see.
Great. Now I'm gonna have nightmares about little kids that are actually floating eyeball spiders. Fun. So,
No one to blame for that but yourself.
What was that?
You have no one to blame for that but yourself.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? You're alone in the space with a sleeping mage, and if I remember right, Jit nailed that. He'll be asleep for like 8 hours or something ridiculous.
Oh yeah, he can't sleep, can he?
You did cast sleep.
I am up, just in case.
Yeah, we definitely. That's a good idea.
How mechanically would it work if I got my goblin rodeo to like whisk up a spider web and tie
Is
him
that
up?
what we're calling them? The rodeo clowns? Small green bendy backed freaks?
No, they're called
You
the
there.
rodeo gobs.
Rodeo gobbos. Gobbios.
So
No,
you want-
Gobios.
You
Gobbio
want your rodeo
cowboys.
gobbo to like monkey up the side of the spider web and tie him up? Or
Yeah, and,
like
like,
retrieve him,
I
bring him
wanna
down,
actually-
and then tie him up?
No. I want him to be hanging from the ceiling.
I mean, you do have a spider creature for them to ride on. Why not?
Yeah.
So
Fair point.
now the goblins are pretty, how do we say, pretty simple. How exactly, tell me the instructions you're going to give them to get them to pull that off.
Okay, let's think about this a sec. So, you with big leggy thing, take man up and put down slow here.
So the lead goblin, right? I guess none of them are naked anymore because you clothed them. You tore up.
I clothed them all. Yeah.
Tapestry to make clothes for them.
Very important stuff.
Right.
Very,
So
very
the
much.
goblin kind of looks at you and cocks his head like a dog who's trying to hear something far away, and blinks his eyes a couple of times, goes, and shakes his head so vigorously that you're pretty sure you heard his brain kick around in there. And he pokes his buddies with a stick, and up they go. Right? They grab the guy in the spider. The one on the spider just kind of rises up.
While he is like taking him in the air, I am making sure they don't drop him. I am like
Supervising.
I could just
Yeah.
imagine like the Three Stooges right now with a trampoline when someone's about to
I
fall.
love that you're an owl. I'm seeing this in my head. There's a stack of goblins, like the Three Stooges meet a circus clown, right? One of them is on the back of a spider. They're trying to go up a wall about 10 feet, collect a sleeping old man from a giant pile of what are basically cobwebs, with an owl bear underneath going, "Oh, don't drop him." That's great stuff.
well, if he dies, he's
comedy
no
gold.
good to us.
So they managed to pull this off, right? So in a couple of minutes and a lot of spit and a few goblin cusses later, you have a sleeping man webbed to the back of the spider by the spider. If he wakes up, he won't be able to breathe. They've kind of overdone it. But they lower him down from the ceiling on the spider. The spider kind of detaches the web. So the spider's on the ground, the goblin's on the back of the spider, and the man is full encasing, like hanging from the ceiling, like a haunch from a meat hook.
Okay.
You're pretty sure he's upside down.
So if he's hanging where I want him to be hanging, I should be able to know roughly where his mouth is to
Well,
cut a
roughly.
little.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my claw and like, so that when he does wake up, he can breathe and speak. Because that's
Okay.
handy.
So you guys could be looking at like 7 hours and change before he wakes up. I imagine you don't want to wait that long. How are you gonna? We can hand wave through
Didn't
that.
it say that we could pretend that he was here?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say though. You said we could do whisper mind with his character.
Mm-hmm. He's awfully brave, forking over control of his character like that.
Yeah, I know. Well, we could do. I think we're. I mean, if we didn't all long rest last time,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if we did. Maybe we could do a long rest while we wait for him.
Sure.
I mean, I think my HP's on full.
There's no light in here or anything. Do you guys want to like set a campfire, or I mean, you guys got a creepy understanding of like romantic, right? You're underground, giant spiderweb. But if you want to park it there, sure.
Hermes no like fire.
Oh, that's right. Hermes would rather
Yeah.
be in the dark.
Gail doesn't like fire either.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Oh, we have a hey.
Hey,
You have an extra person? Ah, hey.
Hello. You're back.
Hey.
Guess what I just learned? There's a Facebook group.
No way. Really?
No one sent me the link.
I thought there was somebody I forgot, but I kept thinking it was Sam. Oh. So you guys decide to park it for this period of time. That gets you your your 1 hit point per level back into your character, and you're level 5.
Oh.
Oh, we're level 5?
Right,
And you're
okay.
level 5.
Oh, that's
All
nice.
right, Zach, I'm gonna have to open the 5 Torches book.
Me? Jesus.
Well, yeah, so am I. Hang on.
Oh,
Don't know if we get anything special at level 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you all get a class ability. I'm pretty
Hey,
sure.
I think that's at 6 actually.
Yeah. Oh no, 3 and 7 it says here.
Oh no,
Oh,
those
is
are
that the arc?
archetypes.
No, that's archetype. Sorry.
So for all you warriors, what your proficiency bonus goes from +2 to +3. So
Hey.
mathematically in your favor. Hey. And if you're a
And you
fighter,
make 2
get
full attacks
multi-attack
as
2.
one action. Nice. Nice.
At least one of you is a thief, right?
I am.
Okay.
Warriors, yeah.
Your proficiency goes from 2 to 3. That doesn't change. That's true for everybody. And you can spend, you can take your quick action to just half damage you just took. You took 8. You're like, nope, I took 4. Who we got left here?
All of my stuff from last time disappeared, so
Disappeared?
yeah, so my PDF didn't save.
Ruh-roh.
So I did rewrite I did remember the things for the cantrips and spells, but I know there are other proficiency and features stuff that we fixed.
Would you like a more reliable option like an auto-saving Google Doc?
Oh, have you got one?
Fancy.
I'll have that.
Yeah, I just need
I was gonna say I keep printing
Yeah.
out the sheets every single time I level up.
Oh yeah, I've just been making copies of my Google Doc and then updating it as I get items and stuff.
Because Dallas is anything if, organized. He's got a label for this and a container for that. And I wouldn't be
I'm actually not very organized. It's all dumped in a big folder and I just type in the search terms.
Well, that makes sense.
IKL, your proficiency go from 2 to 3, just like everybody else. And you just innately, like, you don't have to roll for this. You can just smell evildoers, sadists, agents of chaos. People who are evil with a capital E.
Nice. So not only do my attacks get more powerful, I can do 2 and 1.
Yes. You are the only warriors get multi-attack at all. But warriors get multi-attack and multi-attack 3.
Yeah, you get 3 attacks at level 9.
Mm-hmm.
No. Multi-attack 3 would be 3 additional attacks, clearly.
Right. It's multi-attack 2, right. In theory,
No,
you can
I
attack
agree.
5 times in the same turn at level 9, in theory. Because you
If
have
you're
your
counting
regular attack,
reactions.
Oh, you got to
right,
count
2 more
attack.
regular attacks and your 2 counterattacks. So in theory, a warrior could hit 5 times in the same fight. 2 of those not on his turn, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm
For
looking
those of us
forward
who
to
think
that.
it's 3 extra attacks, it's actually worded so you can't think that. It says make 3 full attacks as 1 action.
For the record, I didn't actually think that. I was just seeing if I
know.
could fix the envelope.
I figured as much.
I
I
shouldn't
shouldn't
help
really
sorting
be like,
anything out.
I'm still typing.
Okay.
What is the thing that I had where I could heal extra?
Oh, so zealots gain the ability at. Hold on, I got the book in front of me.
Boss,
At level 2.
have you got a copy of that Google Doc?
Yes, I'm in the middle of trying to find the group so I can post it to the group.
Oh, right. The group you're in now.
What was that?
Hey, what's the group called?
Last page.
5 torches.
5 torches.
I'm sorry. I'll say that one more
Sorry.
time.
I do have the Zealot class page open.
Okay. So the thing that lets you heal is what you get at level 2.
Okay.
Once per safe rest, you can heal an ally for 1d6 level as an active action. 1d6 per level.
I am doing that for myself. And as soon as I finish typing this up.
Okay. You chose spells. Oh, you'll also get a new one because you leveled up. That's right.
So I get 1 level 1, which means I have all the level 1s now.
You should, yeah. Yep, you should have all of the level 1 spells, 3 level 2 spells, and here's the cool part. 1
Okay, the feats are in the group, guys.
Cheers.
Okay, I heard the level 3 part. 3 level 3 spells and then what?
So you have
Or level 2
5 level
spell.
1 spells, 3 level 2 spells, and 1 level 3 spell.
Okay, so I need to add a level 2 and add a level 3.
You bet.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to level up my character now that I've sent you guys the sheet.
Oh, okay. Right.
You guys get it open? Figure it out?
Yeah, I've requested access is locked.
Oh,
Oh no.
they could have both been sent to public. Give me a second. Anyone with the link can view. Anyone with the link can view. You need to make a copy if you want to change it.
Yeah, I'll just save it.
I
now.
see.
Because otherwise you would be editing my blank sheet and I would no longer have a blank sheet.
That makes sense.
He's not cool with that, man.
No.
It's the hobgoblin. They're fussy.
What if I need to make another character? I'm going to need a blank sheet.
Fussy hobgoblins?
So you want to save your own copy and then edit your own copy.
Yeah, I got it.
I actually picked up a ring binder the other day, and I call it my character Bible. And it's got like my tabletop characters all like with notes and character sheets and everything filed away separately.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so now I'm on, like, I've actually printed off a copy of the sheet this time instead of stenciling it out.
I have a collection of those, what I call the graveyard, and all the characters that have either died at the table I was playing like hosting, or characters I played. I've got a separate file for characters I'd like to get back to someday.
I used to have a big printed binder of character sheets and such, and then I started losing them, and then I stopped using paper character sheets.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why
I
I've
don't
gone
know.
to a binder. Back in a sec.
You bet.
Yeah, I lost the binder.
I need to switch to that form you sent because I just typed all of that and then I clicked somewhere else and it all disappeared.
Oh. Yeah, definitely. So go in the 5 Torches group, and I made a post right at the top. There's a sheet for non-mages and a sheet for mages. Click the mage one, make a copy, and fill out your character on there. And it'll never delete itself again. I promise.
See,
It'll auto-save every 2 seconds.
But
Okay.
And it has an export to PDF option if you want to save a local copy for whatever reason, and if you're worried your internet's going to go out between weeks or something.
implode.
Right.
Well, if it's saved in my Google Docs. Fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand any of that. I got a bunch of static.
So if it's in my Google Docs, it should be fine.
Right. Okay. Leveling up.
Yay. Oh, you should all thank Voss for that. I forgot to level you up again.
Oh, that's why we're level 5 now? Yay!
Because I completely forgot.
That makes sense. AC 17.
Character classes.
Did anybody's armor class change?
Don't know yet. We'll see. Oh, this is the one where we get the second attack.
If you're a warrior, you bet.
Oh, fuck. Nope, don't want to do that.
Extra.
Oh, where's my 1d10?
Proficiency goes up.
Another
This is a big
6.
mathematical bonus for you.
What do you mean?
Plus 2 to plus 3 is a big deal.
Wow, 5%.
Yeah. That's also the same ratio of time, unless you're a warrior, for you to get a critical hit. And people bank on those all the time.
I don't. It's only 5%.
Yeah,
Boy,
right.
boy, I don't make crit builds.
Unless you played, what was it, 3rd edition, and you took the right amount of feats.
Then you can get down to 12. Then it's worth taking. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's what, 60% of the 40% of the time?
40% of the time. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's insane.
Those are odds you can bank on.
Yeah, right. So if you guys are if you're all set leveled up, I'll continue whenever you are.
No, give me a minute.
Excuse me.
I need a
Yeah,
minute.
Need a minute.
Take your time.
By the way, I'll be ducking out every half an hour or so until this custard is frozen properly, as per our conversation last week.
What happened last week?
I think it was me and Sam who were like telling you all about what frozen custard actually is and that it exists.
Oh, I remember you talking about frozen custard, yes. I thought something happened to a frozen custard last week.
No, I'm making frozen custard this week.
Gotcha.
You're gonna send me some, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't mean
I'll
through the
FedEx
post
it.
office. That would take way too long. I mean, like through the internet. Just
Right,
reach
I
out.
see. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. How about that?
No, like mash it into your keyboard until we get some.
Just spread it in.
No.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
You gotta really get in between the keys.
I think that only works with the funky, colorful ones with a portal underneath.
Yeah, right. The real expensive keyboards.
Yeah, the rainbow ones. Yeah.
when I was a kid, I was not allowed. We had a dedicated TV room. We had like a den and then a
Hey, 7!
TV. And I wasn't hit points. Awesome. Oh
Yeah,
well,
they
I got
were.
hit points. I forgot about that.
7.com.
And I wasn't allowed to eat in the TV room because I had, not because I couldn't manage to feed myself or whatever, because I had absolutely awful grades. And my father was confident that I would spill something onto his laptop that lived next to his chair in the TV room. And I was always like, no, you're wrong. I'm better than that. I've gotten better, I swear. As I'd fall, I used to fall over sitting down, you know? That's not a joke. I used to actually fall over while sitting down. And one day they weren't home.
I feel like I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm laughing.
That's okay. I was like, you know what? They're not home. I don't
I know
care.
it's gonna have to come from this.
So I've headed into the TV room with a glass that is far too full because I don't understand I have no video spatial awareness at this time, of like fluorescent radioactive blueberry soda. Don't ask me where I got it. I don't remember. Our 200-pound dog jolts underneath my feet as I cross the TV room threshold. That glass goes flying. It breaks.
No.
The glass somehow shreds the chair. The blueberry soda ends up all over my dad's keyboard.
Oh no.
And
So how does it feel about you eating and drinking in the TV room after that?
they were not pleased with the idea that no. They were like, not until you're 50. No.
Not till you're 50.
Like, you're not allowed to eat in the TV room until it's a TV room you pay for in your house. Right? So before I forget, everybody, you should roll for more hit points. I knew there was something important in that chart somewhere.
Yeah, I did that. I got 9 extra.
Nice.
How many hit points do you have now, Hermes?
47.
Nice.
Holy crap!
It's
What the
almost
fuck?
10 extra than what I've
My
got.
my con modifier is +2.
Nice.
It was mine. How did you roll so well?
I don't know. I've
Magic.
been rolling like half decent for.
Yeah, I got 6, 6, 3, 6, 7.
He's an owl bear. They're just naturally, fluffier.
I guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
we're denser as well in all senses of the word.
And I've also got the +2 Constitution modifier.
Hermes, can you swim?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Well, I mean, bumblebees can fly, so it's not really out of the question that he can swim.
No, I guess like there are birds that can swim and bears can swim. So I don't know specifically about owls.
Oh yeah, just pull it out of your butt. Like,
Yeah,
Look, you're more bear than an owl. I'm going to say you can swim.
yeah, right. I just didn't know if it had come up, like during your chaperoning this to that location missions, your delivery missions. If somebody.
it's not in my backstory at all. I didn't give water any thought, funnily enough.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like if I was essentially a wild animal, I'd have probably given it some thought.
I feel like if you're a wild animal, you can't get by without swimming.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with yes.
Okay. We were talking about really. You mentioned that you were really dense, and I'm going. I wonder if he can swim. Yeah, didn't we decide you weighed like 1,200 pounds? Some ridiculous number.
That doesn't sound very ridiculous for a bear.
Well, no, not to a bear, but when the rest of the party weighs probably 200 or less per
We
character.
don't talk about my
Hermes
weight,
is
okay?
Awfully heavy. Are we all fully leveled up?
I am.
I think so.
Typing stuff.
Okay. Take
Do
your
the
time.
people who needed to use my sheet, did they figure out how?
Yeah,
Yes,
got it.
I am using it.
I'm
Oh,
a bit
good. Like,
confused
I'm
with the
not
whole
rushing,
question
I'm
marks and
okay.
open brackets, but that's about
Question marks and open brackets? Just a sec. What part is confusing?
I think are where you're supposed to put your modifier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So the question mark is your modifier, and then the brackets are where you put the number.
oh right, okay. I got it.
Here, I'll link you my actual character sheet so you can see what it looks like when it's filled out. I'll put that in the group too.
Yeah, I did try typing out my all my figures onto the PDF before printing it, and I gave up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that wasn't working as well. I've never made a form fillable PDF before.
Oh, you made that, did you?
I have a friend who loves form fillable
Fair
PDFs,
enough.
and in my experience, they're not super reliable.
Good to know.
Yeah, in all fairness, I've never had joy with them.
If you guys want to quickly open up my character sheet, anyone can view it, so you can see how I filled it out.
Okay.
You see it?
Just a minute.
So I'll have a look. Oh. Don't know whether I opened the wrong one, but that's blank.
That's how it's supposed to look when it's filled out.
Yes.
Did you send it on the... Oh, there it is. Sorry, I missed that.
That's how it looks after I filled it out, yes.
Ah, right, okay.
Right, I can't see
The
it yet.
campaign notes have not been updated, though. I only did the first session of notes. But everything before that is, yes.
I don't think I've actually got any campaign notes. Hang on.
Hobgoblins. They're so lazy.
We prefer efficient.
This one isn't, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, Voss puts in way more work into this than I do.
You are? Oh, you mean when I DN?
Oh yeah. Way more.
Okay. Because I don't think the amount of work I put into my character is more than you put into this campaign.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Right.
So Hobgoblins came into existence specifically because he wanted to play one. Like the backstory of the world doesn't necessarily include them, but it doesn't exclude them either. And he was like, I want to play a Hobgoblin. Sure. Do they exist? They do now. Your problem. Like come up with a race and a history and all
that's
that.
fair enough.
And I got up the next morning and to what, a 6-page document called The History of Hobgoblins or something? The Hobgoblin Empire. That was it.
Hobgoblin Empire, just linked it to the group.
It's really something.
I think it's only 3 pages.
Just made it a
3
world
pages?
anvil or something.
Jeez.
I
3
swear it was more.
pages.
Really, just 3?
3 pages when you're a character.
Well, yeah, but
Right.
that's not 3 pages about me. That's 3 pages about a civilization that he told me I had to write up. So I wrote up a civilization in 3 pages.
Oh, see, when I loaded that on my phone, it made it much bigger. Yeah, it's only like 3 pages. All right, but it feels like bunches.
Couldn't have just said that, yeah, hobgoblins come from a dark corner of the world where no one else goes because it's scary.
I mean, he could have, but it,
When he asked me to write it up, I assumed that meant because he wanted to have us go there.
I mean,
Well, we don't
I
know.
hadn't considered
We
that,
don't
but
know.
I am now.
Yeah, he's considered it now, yeah, that's for sure.
You could have just said, yeah, it's kind of a shithole, and called it good.
Well, it is still kind of a shithole.
I was reading the Brownstein book, the game before D&D.
That was that one you sent me, wasn't it?
Maybe, and then like the description, the steps to taking care, like building your character. I want to say there's 10, 12, and half of them are like role play and flavor text. And one, like only 3 or 4 things equal out to math on the character sheet. And their concept for backstory is 25 words or less. Like phrased as 25 words or less. I think you're an example of like Kamal the Pit Fighter likes to hit people and hates the color blue. like that's the end of it.
Fair play.
To be fair, now the Pit Fighter has reasons to hate the color blue.
Yeah. I'm reminded of the werewolf, the big one from the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim. Hi, my name
yeah, I
is.
know.
forget his name.
So do I.
Everything you need to know. I love my wife. I hate annoying people. The color blue gives me a headache. I'm a werewolf. That's it. Like.
Yeah, short, sweet.
Right. What more do you need to know?
Well, I quite like, I mean, obviously I'm a very noob DM, but I quite like the idea of someone giving me a backstory with plenty of holes in it for me to fill, and then the player just finding out what those holes are in the session when you, bring
stuff.
it into your campaign. Like Joe's character is coming up for one on my campaign soon.
What?
My only concern
Wait,
there,
what?
I like that's a great idea, but I sometimes it's an impediment to new players. They're like, "What do you mean I got to do homework before I play?"
Yeah,
And
I do get
how big
that.
is the backstory going to be if you're going to be level 1?
Well,
This is
I like.
true.
I've done a thing with backstory in my more recent campaigns that occasionally players are shocked about when I say I don't accept a backstory. And I pass them a little one-page questionnaire, and I just say, "Here, fill this out."
Nice. I did that with one of my last players. I had it was like 8 questions, 9 questions.
You did that with me.
Yeah. I recently boiled it down to 3 questions. What do you love? What do you hate?
Yeah.
What are you afraid of? That's it.
Yeah, I tried to do that as well with my campaign. Joe had like basically a sample of your questions for my
Nice.
campaign. 'Cause I quite liked them.
Somebody tipped me off to the idea of what did you leave behind that I thought was pretty cool. A bit vague, but
It's cool.
like-
Yeah, well, it could be anything, couldn't it? I
right.
mean,
Could be somebody you love, could be somebody you hate.
Yeah,
could be a child, right?
that's really cool. I like
Everyone
that.
always
That's a
plays
really
with
good
parents who are
question.
dead. Like parents who are still
Apparently they
alive are way
do.
more interesting.
Yeah.
Like I want to one day play the guy who like has no reason to be adventuring. He's rich and he's married. He's like, yeah, just.
I played a bard like that once.
Yeah, that sounds like it would work actually.
He was so bored with his just. I got the idea from Laugh If You Want To from the first boss in the Sly Cooper game. Who
What game?
turned to a life of crime just because he was born an entitled snob and he's got way too much money and he's bored. And one day afternoon, he's like, I'm going to try a bit of piracy. Oh, look, that was fun. I'm going to do that some more. And next thing you know, he's got himself this giant empire in the middle of Bermuda Triangle.
Your character is just an adventurer because he's an adrenaline junkie.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I just quickly pulled up my little questionnaire that I handed my players last campaign, and it's four traits that they pick out of a drop-down list that are about their morals. So whether they're selfish or selfless, deliberate or spontaneous, honorable or dishonorable, and whether they're law-abiding or a criminal, in terms of their world outlook.
Oh, cool.
Then I have a big list of like personality descriptors, and they just have to like pick 4 of them.
That's not bad.
Then they take a background, like a regular 5e background.
So Corsair, artisan, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, what you do for money?
Exactly. And then they have to give me a hometown, their religion.
Is not a believer an option?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I mean, if we're running Forgotten Realms, you are not a believer, and you know that means when you die, your soul is going to be shoved into a big faceless wall to suffer for all eternity.
I didn't know that. That's kind of sketchy.
Sounds like fun.
And everybody knows the gods are real, so not picking one of them is kind of taking chances.
Now,
Maybe you risk it if your plan is to become a lich and live forever.
Right. Here's a question. Is that wall filled with like forever souls right in front of like Brady Bunch reruns or something? 'Cause that sounds terrible.
I don't think
like Baby
so.
Shark.
I think they're like
Yeah.
order. I'm not really sure what the wall is built for, but it's just filled with souls that are slowly decomposing over millennia.
Ew.
Yeah,
Sludge.
you don't want to be there.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a bad time.
And
So
if you die and you don't have a god that's willing to send somebody and come pick you up,
that's the end. Like a divine Uber. That's
you
Divine Uber, yeah. They're expensive.
Either you go to that big faceless wall and die and suffer forever, or you take the deal from one of the devils who are offering to purchase your soul for a small sum.
It sounds
Senator
like
wasn't
when
very
you
much
die,
for
if you
Road.
don't select anything, you're just told to go stand in the corner and face your judgment.
It's that,
Like,
it's
what?
that waiting room from Beetlejuice.
Kinda.
Pick a
Nice.
number.
You're doomed to forever watch your favorite show that you know has a badass ending, except they never aired the last episode. Right?
Oh,
Or
No, they make you watch. They
Not
make you
around.
watch a show that was your favorite, but then the ending was terrible.
Game of Thrones.
Like you just get to watch The Matrix 2 forever.
Oh, I was thinking Battlestar Galactica, and they make you watch the last season over and over again.
Oh, that's.
Game of Thrones season 8. That's what it is.
Ow,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
that's cold.
or a Jar Jar Binks compilation.
Oh,
Ain't nothing wrong with Jar
I
Jar.
actually like Jar Jar Binks.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jar Jar.
He is-
Jar Jar Binks.
So everybody's all leveled up now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So here you guys are resting. Did you regenerate your hit points? One for every
I
level
did
of the character?
I never lost
special
any,
thing.
but yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I think it was mostly a time skipping exercise.
Yeah. So you guys come to, right? I don't know how many of you actually slept. Someone just kind of relaxed. But those of you who slept wake to the sound of the man in the webs freaking out and struggling and kind of pivoting the webs up and down like this. I imagine Hermes is ready for that. With this little... Yeah, he goes, get me out of this thing.
Hermes just goes, why?
Well, because
Wait,
Well,
is he on the ceiling or on the floor? Where is he?
I figured he's a couple feet from the floor, like close enough that Hermes doesn't have to like rear on his back legs to spin him around like a pinata, but not so low that he could pivot and touch his feet to the floor.
Like that scene in Thor Ragnarok.
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's
I know
funny.
what you're talking about right in the beginning.
He's hanging upside down on a chain and he's trying to talk to the bad guy, but he keeps spinning around. He's like, hang on.
He's like, yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, Perry made it.
Made it. Everyone here?
What are we interrogating? Ah, hey, Jet.
No,
I've got
he
a
needs-
proposition for you. It's-
You guys still
Yeah.
alive?
Now?
What you missed is the recap, and we leveled up.
Oh, what level are
And
we
we
now?
talked loads
Five.
about like afterlife
All right, I'll
and
take care of
frozen custard.
So when you ask him why, he kind of narrows his eyes in the dark, and you watch him kind of jerk in his webbing coffin, cocoon, whatever you want to call it. He's you're pretty sure he's never seen a talking owl bear before. He kind of freaks out by the idea.
We did not untie his hands before he was strung up by the spider, just so you know.
Yeah, I didn't think you had.
Is this
Cool.
the alchemist guy you're talking to, the dwarf?
Yep.
Here, his friends, goblins,
Bad day.
cocoon him.
Right, so he's currently suspended from the ceiling a couple of feet from the floor, like 2 or 3, in a ball of webbing, because Hermes had his goblin rodeo clowns use their spider monkey to go up there.
Of course. Because why not?
God, I may as well use them
Right.
with the addition of a spider rodeo. So yeah.
It's gonna have a whole act soon. The flaming ring, he's gonna have the spider jump through it, you know.
Are we am I whisper minding him?
Oh, I don't know. Do you want to?
You can. You can just talk to him at this point.
He is
Oh, he's
awake.
awake?
He's
Yeah,
awake.
he's awake now.
They
Oh,
leveled
well-
up through their rest in the night.
All right. Well, you guys go ahead while I level up.
Okay. Don't forget to pick new spells and everything. Hit points, the whole bit.
Interrogate him.
Hermes,
I
unless
don't
you
even know.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't even remember why we're interrogating him. That's why I was going with why. I was trying
I
to
was
jog
under
my
the
memory.
impression that you were in here because the man in the golden statue accused the alchemist of turning him into a golden statue.
And
That's
the
what I
alchemist
thought, but
knows,
everyone led me to believe
Alistair.
otherwise.
Right, and the alchemist in the statue, and the golden man knows that he has information on Alistair, supposedly, that he will give you if you free him.
And we would assume that this
Ah.
alchemist that's hanging from the ceiling would know something about.
Right, one assumes
Yeah,
they both
that's what I was gonna go with. Maybe we can bypass him and sell a golden body statue. Yeah, you know
Well, I'm a
Alistair?
healer. I generally don't like to kill things. Just
We don't have to kill it. We just have to give it to someone else.
I'll kill it.
and then they'll kill it.
They might smelt him down, but that's their problem.
You're terrible.
Sounds like a you problem.
Right, sounds like a you
Yeah, kind
problem.
of sounds just as bad as, you know, the people who were just informing on where Jews were hiding. It might be pretty bad comparison.
Minor details.
I feel like you may be assuming he's a good person when
Well,
all evidence points to
I-
the contrary.
I think I am
Once
like
more.
as true neutral as possibly can be.
Yeah, all right, I believe that.
True neutral. There's a falsehood if I've ever. Sorry.
Well, I feel like everything Hermes does is with innocence, and he doesn't really do anything for anyone
like a
else.
boy.
He just goes in for belly rubs, food, and yeah,
And the occasional battle act swinging, ass kicking. You know.
yes.
Like, there's that. Remember that part where you belly flopped off a building, right?
Yeah, and
And
Ikael
I'm
then
pretty sure it was
tried to
And
spring
I
off
pancaked.
Hermes.
Right, and Ikael went, "Ew." Right.
Yeah, I finally just finished recovering from that.
I can recruit you to my circus when the rest of it's compiled.
Nice. So here's this dwarf webbed up he's not really you watching him, his eyes are shifting back and forth. He's not really sure what he wants his next move to be. He looks pretty nervous. Then again, I mean, I probably would be too. I'm a big guy, and if I was webbed up hanging from the ceiling, eye to eye, like eye level with a talking owl bear with a battle axe, like I might crap myself too.
So at this point, Hermes like goes up to his face and goes, "Who, Alistair?"
He goes, "Hey, whoa,
Like,
you're pretty
eyes
sure
in
you
the
can see his
eyes.
hands. He's doing one of these, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, he can't do that though because he's tied up.
Right, he can't do that.
Yeah, you can see him like,
He's right. He's very panicky. And he kind of shakes his head like this. He goes, "Hey, whoa, look, whoa! You just let me go, and I'll tell you anything you want to know about Alistair. Look, climb, look, see the." And he kind of wiggles. He tries to like shake the webs, and that never works, right? So the webs just kind of move a little bit. And he goes,
Sorry.
He goes,
Go on,
the
finish your
throne,
description.
underneath the throne is my stuff. Go through there. There's everything I know about Alistair. I swear, honest. Just cut me down.
Have I got a
You
goblin
were
who
too-
looks
you go way too
particularly?
fast last time. We're not cutting you down until we're done with you.
Have I got a goblin who looks particularly crazy?
I mean, they're goblins, so yes.
Yeah. I want the one who's drooling with the crazy twitchy eye and the bite out of his ear and the
I see.
insane smile.
The gladiator goblin everybody knows is Twitch. Right, okay.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna like place him in front of this wizard guy and repeat again, like while I've got a vibrating goblin in hand, and say, "Who, Alistair?"
He goes, look, he's a mage. I kind of assumed you already knew.
Yeah, we know.
Where is he?
Tell more.
I work with him sometimes. He gets me ingredients. I get him test subjects.
What?
Test subjects for what?
Huh?
Test subjects for what?
He experiments on people.
What
Yeah.
she said.
Well, what are you doing with them?
Say again?
What are you doing with your test subjects?
No. He gives me materials. I give him test subjects.
What is
Hey,
he doing?
Hermes, you have a bad history with wizards, right?
He does.
I do. He better not cast a fireball, otherwise I will rip him
No,
to
that's not
shreds.
where I'm going with this. You have a bad history with wizards. What did the wizards use you as?
Ooh. Ooh. A postal slave.
Soft spot.
And I mean, a test subject, right? You are awakened. That kind of happened by accident.
Yeah. I like sort of I have like a daunting realization and I I just like start to get really angry at this guy now.
Like so you ever see a TV show where there's the big, strong, mean guy and the smaller, skinny, smart guy, but he's dumb, right? Majin Buu comes to mind. Babbidi's always telling him what to do, and we all know that Majin Buu could just smear him in a second. And Goku's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, why do you take orders from him? And Boo goes, huh? Why do I take orders from you? Right?
Yeah.
The light switch goes off, and Bobby's like, "Hey, now, whoa! When I called you a butt face, I meant right, like when I called you stupid. What I meant was right."
Yeah.
Before Hermes rips him to pieces,
Okay.
I want to whisper mind him,
Okay.
and I want to say that I too deal with the arcane. Unlike these people, you and I have something in common. Will you communicate with me?
You dirty wizard.
You get a voice back in your head, right? And he goes, "Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. Let's go with that. So does that mean I get to live?"
No one said
Probably.
anything to Hermes at this point, so Hermes is just going to go for a headbutt. And like,
And he's kind of like an angry snoot boob. What?
yeah, you have slave postal workers.
So he's a surprisingly hardy alchemist, right? And so when you pull your head away, he's leaking from, you've indented his skull, like you've crushed in his nose bone, blood's pouring out of him. But he's not asleep yet, which is very impressive. And he goes, "Hey, whoa, look, I told you everything you wanted to know. And no, I don't, again, I don't turn anybody into anything, all right? Yeah, I get ingredients. He gets test subjects.
Right, you just catch them for him. You bring him as slaves.
What?
You give
All right,
him
yeah,
slave
but I don't turn
postal
him into
workers.
anything. I don't even know what he does with them. For all I know, they live lives of luxury, right? Look, I didn't do nothing.
Push the owlbear in the right direction.
You're a sick man, you know that? Hobgoblins, instigators, every one of them.
You guys ask him about the plants and the people who are drinking these potions.
And he goes, "Oh yeah, no, that was a screw up. I made it. The idea was to make a potion that would keep everybody complacent but still themselves, because zombies are boring. They don't take orders very well. They're dumb as nails. The idea. Look at me. I'm not very big. Okay. I don't have. If I had a strength score, it would be somewhere between 4 and 7, right? And he goes, and I need people. He goes, and I just wanted people to hang out with me, but I'm
You
kind
just
of.
wanted slaves. Postal worker
Oh,
slaves.
no, hold on.
Postal worker
Indentured
slaves.
friends. Indentured friends. Okay.
Indentured friends.
He goes, so I came with this idea that I could keep people who they were, just without all that hostile, well, what do you mean you do terrible things to people attitude? I don't want to deal with that. And look, it's not a big deal. Okay, look, you want some? There's some in the thing. You kind of watch him do this with his head, because it's the only part of him that can move. Back of the spiderweb throne, and he goes, pull the curtain back. There's a whole workshop down there. Look, you won. Okay, you got the information you wanted. Let me go.
Nah.
Did we get information from him?
Not much. Nothing of value.
Yeah, nothing really.
Did you guys just have that conversation out loud, like in front of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And he goes, whoa, look. I know Alistair's in the jungle. Okay. Look, does that help?
No, we already knew that.
Oh crap. I'll tell you the password to his fortress.
I mean, how do we know it's the right password?
You play games, little
don't,
man.
But I mean, I'm in a position to not want to die, so you could trust me.
All right, what's his password?
17?
17.
What?
17 is a
17.
password.
17?
17.
Oh my god.
Now, what can you tell us about the golden statue guy outside there?
Oh yeah, he irritated me. I turned him into gold. Alchemist.
How did he irritate you?
Well, it's my understanding that he marched into my space and demanded that it was now his space. And
That's
where you guys beat me, he did not. So I turned him into gold.
And does
Look,
he
if
work
that's
for
what this is
Alistair
about,
too?
I just razzed the guy. Look, he'll turn back from gold in like 10 years or so. It's not a big deal. If you guys wanted to turn back from gold now, I just look. There's a potion. Okay, just let me down. Can you
Does
get
he
this
work
thing
for Alistair?
I mean, technically yes, but he doesn't see it that way. He thinks that I'm kind of a stooge, but I know what makes Alistair tick. So, oh, that's a value. Let me go, and I'll give you that too. Eh?
Start talking.
Give us what to?
I know.
What makes Alistair tick, I guess.
Oh,
Well, Alistair's terrified of spiders. Terrified. Why do you think I have some?
All right.
How-
then,
how
calm
exactly
down.
how exactly does one get these tamed spiders?
Oh no! They don't come tamed. That was that I.
Jimmy's just gonna go ahead and point at his little goblin jockey act.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need more.
right.
of those. The bigger ones.
We have one.
He goes, see, you're all set. You don't need me. Let me go. Look, I don't want to die. Okay.
No, he's right. We don't really need him anymore. And I
We
put
don't
my
really
sword
need him.
down.
I realize that now that he said that out loud, right? Like,
Like, you don't need me anymore. It's like, yeah.
If we
So
let you
you're
go, what's to
right.
say you're not gonna turn us into gold?
say again?
He did try to kill
If
us.
we let you
first,
go, what's
right?
to say you're not going to turn us into gold or worse?
I mean, I
Clearly used
attacked you
all
with
of
a
his
bunch
spell
of
slot.
stuff, and you beat me, didn't you? Isn't that enough? I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna try again. Honest.
While
Haven't
this
lied to
is
you
all
so
going
far.
on, could I look for something of value in the
Yeah,
room?
sure. Where do you want to look?
Just all over, I guess.
Okay. So you're in
while
a
you guys are
fairly
talking to
square.
him,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
while you guys are talking to him, I'm just
Sure, yeah.
checking around, being a thief.
So the only place you think there might be anything of value is behind the webbed throne. Everything else in here is either covered in cobwebs or blood, or it's just a stone surface.
Okay. Could I inspect it?
Yeah,
Investigate
sure.
it?
So just like he said there was, and you saw the eyeball thing he's come out from, there's a curtain, right? So you're looking at we're talking an actual throne made out of like concentrated spider webs. So there's two columns, and in front of it is like a sheet, and you just kind of pull it forward like the blanket kids make out of like forts in the living room with blankets and pillows. You just kind of pull that forward. And you're looking at a relatively small space with a couple of ledges. So like the upstairs into an attic. Like when you get up there, you're looking at a laboratory. There's various desks and beakers and a chest over in the corner that isn't locked or anything. You can see from here that it's old and ratty. But at least 3 different things in there glow because you're getting 3 different lights out of it.
Can I proceed to search through the drawers if there's anything shiny, anything
Sure,
Back
yeah.
in a sec.
of value?
As you go through the desks, you come up with a bag of 20 silver and a smaller bag of 15 gold.
Okay.
Don't forget, 5 torches deep has load. The chest has a dagger that as soon as you touch it vanishes and pings into a nearby post in there. Like as soon as you put your hands on it, it vanishes and pings into a nearby, what's what I'm looking for? Desk. It flies through the air, like it vanishes, reappears in the desk, like stuck in it. That has a little candle on the end that doesn't seem to throw any light, but didn't go out when you picked it up. I actually have a picture of that thing around here somewhere.
Okay.
There's an amulet that has a picture of a helmet on it, like the big heavy ones with the clanking visor. And you're what is a little tiny, like a lump of metal. It looks like a wedge, but as soon as you touch it, it grows to a full-size greatsword.
Full-size greatsword. Okay.
That's it.
So I guess I'll grab the smaller things and then I'll let you guys continue with the
Sure.
alchemy.
Darian, you've been awfully quiet back there. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm really just sitting, waiting for them. Well, waiting to see what this guy can give us, really.
Okay. You're pretty sure he can't give you more than what he already has.
I'm sure I don't want to let him go, though.
Oh,
What I'm hearing is he's no value to us anymore.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
Hermes.
Just
I heard
set
Hermes.
Hermes on it.
He's all yours.
He goes, hey, whoa,
Let's go.
wait. I didn't turn anybody in anything. I don't have any slaves.
You're part of the system.
Hermes, what exactly do you do to this guy?
Well, first off, I'm just gonna like squint at him and say, "You give postal worker slaves to other man," and I guess I'm gonna say, "Goblins hungry. Start from feet."
Nice.
Ooh.
So the goblins like pace back and forth because they're pretty dumb. And then once they all figure out which end is the end with the feet, they just start like Pac-Man. And in a matter of minutes, they're
Screaming
like,
ensues. I said screaming ensues, I assume.
yeah, you're basically looking at. You ever see piranha do their
Yeah.
thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
The goblins look like that. One of them
goblins
taps their
eat
stomach
ramen.
and belches out this horrible smell, and they let out this big toothy grin. And, then, yeah, and they cough up what you're pretty sure is a set of teeth made out of solid copper.
Huh.
Huh.
I grabbed the copper teeth.
Goblin
I
bar.
fight him
bread.
for him.
Yummy.
Are they like dentures?
Yeah, they look like dentures. They definitely false.
Tell jokes in the tavern with that.
Got a use.
That's funny.
Does Jid have a use for the copper teeth? Are they like a spell component?
Does anyone need a
Well,
new set of eating
actually,
teeth?
I could take them. You know me.
All right, here you go.
All right, I take that and I add it to my pieces of skin
Ew.
I've collected.
Man, sometimes I forget how creepy you are.
He is a little creepy, isn't he?
A little bit.
Souvenirs.
Souvenirs. Yeah. Yeah, I think no, that's like the shrine in Criminal Minds where they come in the bad guy's den and there's like just a bunch of faces of the victims and sometimes it's actually the faces. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh.
Yeah.
So what now?
Oh, so back to
Going
the
to
room.
jungle?
Say again?
Back to the room. What else was there? There was the amulet, the helmet, there's the gold and the silver, and there was a candle that didn't give off any light.
Oh no, the candle is on the base, like the bottom of the dagger. So
Oh,
the
there's-
dagger itself is black and has
when I
this
touched-
wavy hilt to it, and the candle on the bottom throws off just the tiniest bit of black light. Like it throws
Okay.
off darkness, but when you touch the dagger, you can see in there.
Okay, well I definitely take the dagger.
Okay.
And the piece of metal that turns into a greatsword. Is there any way I can carry it?
Oh yeah. So when you're not wielding it, it shrinks down into about this big.
Okay. Yeah, I'll grab that.
Just to
And
make
let
sure,
everybody know.
does the thief have proficiency with the greatsword he's going to use?
No, I'm confident that he doesn't, but I've got the book in front of me. Let me check.
I don't
But I'm
think I
sure
am.
he's got competency with the dagger.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if he tries to use the greatsword, it might not do him a whole lot of good because he might not be able to
Christian
hit.
weapons, all. He actually can use the
There you go.
greatsword if he wants.
Jesus.
Hey.
Whoa. I'm
All
not
right,
interested in it, though.
I know. I'm kind of surprised.
There goes that concern.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it looks like only the zealot and the mage who are restricted to simple weapons, at least in the beginning. The other two classes can use whatever as far as weapons go.
Okie doke.
So, did you want to bring them in? Do you guys want to go follow Artrian into that space?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Artrian, did you want to like hand out goodies?
Yeah, does anyone want the greatsword?
I mean, I can use it, but usually I do sword and shield. Does somebody else actually use? Hermes should grab it.
How would it compare to my great axe?
What does your great axe currently do for damage?
1d12 plus
It's
my
the same
modifiers.
thing.
That's the same.
It's not a case of 2d6 then.
Yeah, it should be 2d6, right? It's usually 2d6 instead of 1d12.
That's
Sure,
fine.
let's
That's
go with that.
5e rules.
Mathematically, it's slightly better. Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Am I sensing any magic off of the items?
Oh, yes, all of them. What the greatsword does is fairly obvious.
Cuts people up.
In
Well,
fact,
that and it gets
Do you
very
want
portable.
me to detect magic on that dagger there?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask if there's anything special about it.
All right, well, you guys better leave the room while you do that.
yeah.
Just give me a moment here.
Hermes,
I
mechanically,
will
what that
do
great
my
axe does,
thing for one.
it's just
I
a
got a
great axe. It's
19.
2d6. So you got a 19, you pass. Excellent.
Yeah.
So the great axe It's
No, the
just
dagger.
aside. Yeah, I know.
It just makes it impossible to roll a 1, basically.
No, I mean you can still roll a 1 on the to hit die. The best thing
Yeah, I meant on the damage.
right, and that it's easily portable. If you're not wielding it, it's
Yeah.
like the size of smaller than a deck of cards.
I kind of had other ideas for my weapon, so if anyone else would prefer this,
Okay,
I was going to ask the blacksmith to make me something pretty custom.
I see.
Okay, I've got my bow and a sword and shield.
Nice.
If I grab the great sword, I get a very slight boost in damage from a D10 to 2d6. But then I'm not shield bashing people. So
I mean, I can wield it for now if no one else has a use for it.
Well, you could just put it in your pocket.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easier for me to carry around because a great axe is like I've often wondered where Hermes is going to hold that thing.
So
okay.
the dagger, when thrown, the dagger hits first in a round of combat, no matter what.
Oh, neat.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
So when
That's what I mean.
combat starts, if you want to throw that dagger at somebody, or if they're close enough for you to swing it at them, you're going to hit them. You get your opportunity to hit them rather before anybody else gets to do anything.
Wait, so it's a guaranteed hit
Second
before battle?
reaction time. Say again.
It's a guaranteed hit before battle?
It's a guaranteed attempt at hit before battle starts.
So you get so long as you're using the dagger, you go first.
Yes.
Am I able to throw it and then take out my sword?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'll test the amulet too then.
Okay. Is that do you want to call that a second roll?
Yeah, and it's a 22. So.
Oh, awesome.
all
So
good.
the amulet gives whoever wears it a +1 to their armor class, but you've heard of these before. You're pretty sure these are upgradable over time. You essentially pump magic into them, and they get more effective.
All right.
Yeah, Andy.
I tell Artian what they do.
Well, I don't want to hoard stuff, but I'd like to keep that.
You're thieves.
All right, well, wait, does anyone else know?
Well, I don't know. Is anyone eavesdropping?
Anyone else know what?
It seems reasonable to me to just let them have it. We'll find other
Yeah,
stuff.
me too. Hermes is busy doing stuff to this dead mage's body anyway.
We'll
What
find
are you
other
exactly
Yeah.
doing?
You know when someone's being lovely and they like run their fingers through your hair?
Oh God.
He's doing that but worse with claws.
You
Like just splitting the scalp open in
I think my
bits.
creepiness is rubbing off on me.
yeah, right.
Oh,
It's a bad influence on everybody.
I know.
I have a broken dagger, so maybe you can fix it.
It's not a bad idea.
What's that?
There's a broken dagger. Jason was offering to fix it, I think.
I was gonna say I got a Smith's kit as well. I think
Nice.
that fixes it.
I have reforged
Oh yeah.
as a cantrip, I think.
Okay. You guys,
Can repair a mundane object up to human in size. That would be a mundane object, right?
Yep.
it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn.
You don't roll. You just beep. All better.
Just
Just do it.
You just do
Right,
it.
so I reforged Jason's broken dagger.
So his dagger. Did you keep both pieces of it, or are we talking about like it doesn't really matter? She waves her hands over the dagger, and it goes, and it's complete again. You watch the broken part kind of expand and rise to be whole again, sharp as the day you bought it.
Yeah.
After the tinkle of that settles, you hear kind of a thumping inside, like you're watching the lid of the desk do this, and something's banging against it.
So I look at him at it. It has some magic or something?
Are you poking around in the desk?
Yeah.
Okay. You lift the lid to the desk just a little bit because you're not silly, and you're pretty sure you see a stone, like it looks like a salamander except it has wings, and it looks like a statue except it keeps doing this and hopping up off a pad of papers against the desk and then coming back down.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's a
Yeah.
Pegasus Amanda.
Yes. Can you look at it?
It's a
Yeah.
Pegasus Amanda. That's great stuff. I'm imagining a salamander with huge, majestic angel wings.
So what it's for?
Did you open it?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you open the desk all the way, enough that the little statue can kind of, so it's set on a little Diaz, right? And it pops out of the thing like one of those bouncing beans, and flies. When I say flies, it doesn't actually zip around the room. It pings out of there like a slinky and lands on your head for a second, and then falls into the palm of your hand, and it stops moving. But it's definitely a well-carved salamander, carved out of wood and painted black.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever cut this put a lot of work into it. The detail is excellent.
I'll keep it.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
Maybe you can send some magic from it.
Oh yeah, you can smell that as soon as he pops the desk open. You're pretty sure you're confident it's a magical doodad.
You want me to try my luck?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not about what I want, is it?
All right, I'll give it a shot.
We're all out of the room.
Did you say that out loud? Because if so,
Run.
we're all out of the room.
Run.
3 times lucky.
I like do a stage dive onto my goblins and they take me out.
Oh, what?
Get away.
That's a 2
Run.
on the die.
I'm run.
Ouchies. Roll a d20.
And that's 14.
That's unfortunate. Make a con save.
Run.
Yeah,
Con save.
we're all
All of us.
gone.
Who's in the building?
Before I do that, I just have one question. At level 5, did we get what was our proficiency bonus?
From
Plus
2 to
3.
3.
Sorry, what?
From
It's
2
3
to 3.
Okay, was there any other changes?
You got another roll of hit points. And as a mage, you can now, once per safe rest, spend 10 minutes and dispel any spell that's below your level.
Okay, so I'm just making a regular con check. Okay,
Right.
all right.
We're gone.
Oh.
Like, I'm gone.
Yeah, we're not in the room.
Did you
I'm
not pull
gone.
that off?
I rolled a 1.
Oh god.
Oh,
no.
Oh, that's rough.
Rest
So-
in peace, Jay.
Oh,
No,
wait.
we'll see you later, mate.
So you
No, that's
guys
nice
hear,
always.
because you've left the room, you've left the spiderweb space, right? You hear like a thunk. You guys ever get in a fight and slam somebody against a wall? It sounds like that.
Ooh.
Oh damn.
We glance into the room.
So is anybody going in to check on it?
I was just like,
Yes.
peek round the corner.
Yeah.
It is
Is that little
like,
psycho goblin who I had up to that mage's face?
you want to send him in
I'll
there?
peek back around the
I wanna
corner.
send
so I'm
him in
his
there.
line of sight.
Okay. The psycho
long enough-
goblin, who I'm going to
just-
call Twitch, goes through
Twitch.
the spiderweb, comes back out with this very sad look on his face, and he goes, he got thumped.
Oh.
So so the goblin came back in one piece. Is the
Yeah, the
point.
goblin's fine. He's
Right,
kind of
okay.
giggling a little bit.
I'll follow on and take a look.
Yeah.
Go in there, and
See how
Jit,
bad
from where
Jit
he
is.
was, Jit has slid about 6 feet and slammed his body into the desk, and he's kind of standing there like a cartoon character. Bobble-headed and everything.
He didn't explode then.
He didn't blow up, no.
Oh, good. I was thinking we were gonna go in there and he was gonna be like splatter pizza on the floor.
Did I
No.
lose constitution?
Say again?
Did I lose constitution?
No, you're stunned.
Okay.
This isn't actually so bad. It would have been bad if you were in
No.
combat, but it's actually not so bad.
All right.
There is a roll on the mishap table for you to lose Constitution, but that's not it.
Oh, good.
Okay,
He's
so
fine.
I don't roll anything.
On that
just
table, the
heal.
lower you roll, the worse it is, right?
Generally speaking, yeah, there's a lot of screw up all over that table, but yeah, generally speaking. A 20 is actually not so bad. You randomly roll a different spell that you own, and that one just happens. Oh, right, the Constitution loss is actually when somebody picks you up off the floor. So in 5 Torches Deep, blasted bone. And 5 torches deep, independent of whether or not somebody saves you and you make your death save or whatever. When somebody picks you up off the floor, there's a recovery roll you make, an injury table. And I should probably cover that now before it feels like super bad intensity later. That is a chart that has 10 possible outcomes. If you roll anywhere from a 2 to a 7, we're talking D6 loss to one of your stats. You've got 1 point back per week of rest.
Jeez.
Oh, and if you roll a 1, you just die. That chart's intense.
So wait, if you get picked up,
So I'd
you
have to
could
use
possibly
save that
die.
Right. It actually says a false hope. You're dead. Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody could
Wow.
scoop you up off the floor, and you're just like, well, I guess that didn't really work.
Well, hey, thanks.
Okay, so we're not gonna ever scoop him up off the floor.
No, never, ever, ever.
Yeah, if you just leave him there, yeah.
Well, I mean, I can heal him without picking him up off the floor.
That's not what I meant. When you heal him,
like
that's from the edge of
stabilizing
death.
someone.
You need to roll on the injury table. Which is
So
unfortunate.
we're better off then letting him do his death saves. But we're talking as if it's Jit, but we know that it's everybody pretty much. I think.
Right, it's going to be everybody at some point. Right. So here you are in this space with your little is that a Pegasus Mander carving? 3 magical doodads, a pile of gold, really a smattering of gold, a pile of silver, and a desk filled with papers. Now what?
Now what indeed? I guess let's start by seeing if Jit's okay.
Yeah.
You kind of go like this in front of him, right? He's not responsive, but you're pretty sure he's not like in a coma or anything. A couple of seconds later, he kind of goes, or whatever Jit does, when he comes out of a
I was gonna push him over, but that'll be fine too.
Just one claw, right?
Yeah.
Once we see that he's okay, I want to do an insight check on the papers in the desk.
Sure.
Am I still holding on to that Pegasus thing?
Well, as you fall over, because Hermes is kind of like, you come to on the floor, and yeah, it's resting on your chest. Okay, what did you roll? You don't have to roll for that. I mean, they're not in another language or anything.
Okay, I didn't roll anything because I didn't know what stuff I needed to add.
You go through them. They're pretty. I mean, they're pretty clean. They're notes, but they're well written. Said alchemist has fantastic handwriting. Most of them are diary logs, but the medical kind, like experiment 345, that sort of thing.
Fantastic, like it's artistic and pretty, or like it's easy to read?
Easy to read. The general consensus is most of the documents detail how he's trying to turn one substance into another substance. Most of the time, it's something into gold. Rocks into gold, wood into gold. Apparently, at one point, he tried to turn not a hobgoblin, a goblin into gold, and it didn't really work. And there's a more recent note about the man outside who's been turned to gold, and he's, from the scribblings, he's very excited, apparently, that had never worked before. There is a map there of the forest region that you guys think out, that you were told, the jungle that you were told Alistair is in, complete with road maps of how to get there from here, and city markers within the jungle. The jungle is enormous.
See, we didn't need him anymore.
Say again?
I said, see, we didn't need him anymore.
Right. There's a note about how big he's like a mad scribbling in the corner, tucked it like way outside the margins of one of the pages. As Alistair doesn't like spiders, gonna need a big one. Gonna need lots of big ones. It sounds like he's talking about like a move or a project or something, but it's not specific beyond that. But they're definitely preparatory notes if you've ever read some.
Preparatory notes as though he's planning to kill Alistair?
That's one possible takeaway for sure. Yeah, that is the immediate upfront opinion.
So I share what's in all the documents with the group. Like I lay them out. There's a table or something, right?
Yeah, there's a desk you
So
pulled
I
them out
lay
of.
them out on the table as I'm looking at them so everyone can see them.
Guy trying to make gold. There's a serious lack of gold around here.
It's like, I'm not impressed. There needs to be more gold.
There's a big gold man outside.
Big gold man outside.
The guy's
Sell
6
him for
feet
money.
high. That's a lot of gold.
Get a hammer and chisel and start chipping away.
Yeah.
Do you seriously go outside and start chipping on that guy?
No.
Okay.
I was going to cut bits off him before until Jit whisper minded him.
Just a finger or toe.
Oh, were you?
Other place.
I don't know if Jim was here for that. I said that maybe we should keep him as a golden head, and because he won't die until he turns back, so we just have to not turn him back, and then we can sell the body as one of those like Greek headless body statues, and then just carry around a talking wizard head that's made of gold.
Yeah, we got like a talking wizard head that's made of gold for about 10 years, according to the mage.
Give or take? Yeah.
Yes.
And we could probably make that longer.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
useful.
we've got a wizard.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah, or you
wizard.
could just kind of fix them. I'm using the word fix real liberally here.
Put his head
It
in
to
a
be
jar.
a long-term golden head.
Get
Is there
that.
any place else we haven't searched in the room yet?
No, you don't see any access ports or closets or anything like that. Jit, your little salamander carving ripples with magic that you and Ikael can both feel.
Am I conscious now?
Oh yeah, yeah. You've been conscious. I kind of expected you to get up off the floor at some point.
Okay.
You ever
Okay,
been
I
hit
did
so
detect
hard your
mag-
head
Oh, I can't
rings?
detect magic anymore. I failed. That's right.
Oh, that's right.
My level 1 spell's gone for the day. So takes care of that. Takes care of that. Takes care of that. Takes care of that.
Oh, damn.
And Swarm's level. What level is Blood Mist?
Is that the spell we came up with?
Yeah, you gave it to me. I can't remember where I found it.
I think that was in the spell book you found. I want to say level 1.
Okay, so I'll add that to the. Because I know Swarm and Wither are level 2. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So I can't. I give it back to Gassan and I say, no idea.
I got nothing.
I got
I
nothing.
see.
Try again tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to help figure it out besides what I just did with the papers.
Hmm. So here you are in this space. You've got a golden man
Inside.
outside. You've got a city above you that, and there's a jungle that I thought you guys were going to go to at some point. You don't certainly.
Yes, I was gonna say this
Yeah.
salamander might be maybe trying to tell us something. Let's get on our salamanders and head into the sunset.
Okay.
I like that idea.
So
Yeah.
you guys head back outside.
All
What?
in favor say aye.
Aye.
I
So here's a question. As you head back, in order to leave here, you'll have to go back into the room where you fought the alchemist in the first place, and from there head into the room with the golden man, and from there head back to the surface.
Right.
When we pass the golden man, do we interact with him in any way? Do we choose to ignore him? Do we say, "Hey, tough noogies"? Do we lop off his head? What's the plan?
Did
Where
we
are-
find the materials necessary to turn him?
There are a bunch of vials and stuff in the room.
They're clearly labeled.
They
There's
are
one of them with a llama on it.
not. Throw the lever, not that lever. Wrong lever. Right.
Poison for
Poison,
Cusco.
especially made for Cusco.
He's supposed to be dead.
A llama. Right. No, nothing is labeled.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, all your vials kind of look the same. You really should label them that.
The wisdom of Croc.
Wait, I only communicate them through Whisper Mind, right?
Say again?
I was the only one communicating with them.
Yes.
Yep, through Whisper Mind.
You're
Is that
the
a
only one with the
first-level
capacity to do that.
Huh?
You're the only one with the capacity to communicate with them at the moment.
Yeah.
Unless it's a first level spell.
Right, and then you're host. Right.
No, it's cantrip.
Oh,
Good.
Okay, I say to him, we took care of your friend for you.
and he goes, "Excellent. Turn me back."
He says you'll eventually come around yourself.
Define eventually.
10 years.
Hey,
Oh, wait, I'm not there.
you're off though.
10 years.
As good as new.
I mean, all right. It's not a big deal. Okay.
It's not. It would be a very big deal to me. This guy's very relaxed about all this.
When you say took care of him, you mean killed him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, excellent. Then we're square. Hey, when I imagine you have some bone to pick with Alistair. I don't want to know. When you find Alistair, he's deeply afraid of spiders, but even like pictures of them. He's got a phobia of spiders. If you make a drawing large enough, you'll get his goat.
Goblins have a spider.
What? Oh, the goblins have a spider. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're riding that thing still?
I assume.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I've got one goblin riding the spider.
oh, I was going to ask.
Yeah.
The spider's large enough to house more than one goblin, but probably not more
it?
than 3.
Oh, well, they can absolutely have
It's
3
a
of them, at
big
least in
friggin'
one
spider.
place.
If
It
the
is a
goblin
big-
has 3 spiders, does that mean it's big enough for one of us to use it as a mount?
If you wanted to, yeah. Although I imagine the goblins would have a hard time with that. They'd be like, "Hey, we wrangled this thing. Get your own."
Well, Hermes would have a mount.
I don't think that thing will carry Hermes.
Yeah,
just
it's
saying.
big enough, but it would buckle under his weight.
Look,
Three
they
go-
were
three
all
goblins
on
probably
me,
weigh about as-
and I'm pretty sure the goblin said I should ride the giant spider.
Okay, so move along.
So
Let's
you
move
guys,
along.
Right. Well, so farewell, gold statue man. Let's
See you in 10 years.
he goes, take Alistair down a peg for me. I'd appreciate that.
At this point, can I be like
Gotcha.
jumping in for a head slash?
Are you seriously gonna lop off his
Get your
head?
name in?
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be of any use to us from now on, does he? Except in
Not
the
for a
form of
decade or
money.
so.
No, we'll just leave him here and we'll decide what to do with him later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 years to figure out what you want to do with him.
yeah, 10 years.
So,
Long time.
do you want to lop off his golden head? Little.
I kind of do.
Well, I mean, I can't stop you. The group would have to do that.
I'm not sure this is such a good idea yet anymore. We should hold off.
Hermes is gonna like get ready for a swing. If you want to stop me,
Stay
go
calm,
do it.
Hermes. Stay calm. Not now. Good boy. Stand back. Stand back.
I hold the axe and I give him scritches under his chin.
That'll do it.
Aww. What did you do with the? Oh, you gave it back to Jason, didn't you? The salamander statue.
Yeah.
The Pegasamander, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, man.
You guys find your way back through the sewer system you came from in the first place. You get back to the surface. You pop out right next to the bar, right?
Okay.
Jit remembers that he has a set of copper teeth that he might want to do magic tricks with at some point or something.
Did we get supplies already?
Supplies like to go
For
into the
desert
jungle?
trip?
I don't think so, but
I
maybe.
don't think so.
No, we discussed it, but we didn't end up doing it yet.
No,
We're
we
gonna
didn't.
do it after we
Why don't we
visit.
get on our salamander hand or whatever they're called, and go and find a sundry place or something.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Sounds good.
That sounds like a plan to me.
The barkeep comes.
So, how many horse salamanders do we have? We have 4, right, or 5?
5, I think.
We have one for everybody but the rogue and Hermes.
Okay.
Though Hermes still has one, it's just carrying stuff.
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, but okay.
Oh, I thought it was.
You had one that you would saddle down with stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, because I saddled one down for the nameless tinker, so I
Right.
suppose I can take ownership of that as a pack mule, not to carry me or anything, but to carry my
Pack-a-mander,
stuff.
right.
Pack a horse Amanda. Pack a
Is
mule
anyone else
Amanda.
named theirs yet, or am I the only one that has named it like a pet?
I think you're the only ones that named it. But then again, you're a druid. That checks out.
I've only just had mine, so
So the barkeep sees you guys come up through the tunnel. I mean, it's right outside the window where he dumped that guy in the first place. Kind of hard to miss, right? And he comes out and he goes, "So everything, you're all alive. That's exciting. Things went well."
I'm gonna like, oop, stop. I'm gonna like, I'm assuming that I've got some sort of wet feathers. And I'm gonna
you smell terrible, and you look like a wet animal, like a wet dog, right?
I'm gonna at this point just shake, but next to the barkeep.
In the cartoons, where the cat gets wet and it goes like this, poof, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, you smell terrible. Here, and he points at the mud bath the horse manders get, and he goes, roll in that, and you'll smell better.
Hermes' eyes just widen, and he jumps on in.
Yes. Read that. He goes, so I was poking around with the crew, and you guys are off to pick a fight with Alistair. The jungle's kind of far away from here. If you're gonna do that, you should probably load up with stuff. We took the liberty of collecting things we thought might be useful.
Where should we do that?
That's very thoughtful of you.
You very nice man.
Thank you. You're a nice, overgrown dog with feathers.
Thank you. Very thank you.
And a couple of his men come out with this big crate.
Providing us with?
Say again?
What is he providing us with?
Two of his men come out with a big crate that's overgrown with stuff. It's 6 feet by 4. It's a big bin, and you can see they set it in the ground, and you can see in there that there's rope and chains and various oilskin tarps that you might need in various sizes. Right, there's a net, there's some reflective glass lenses. He goes, there's heavy gear for your head for the heat of the jungle. And he goes, so the jungle, a couple things you should know. It's incredibly humid in there. You need to keep out of direct sunlight. The air is so dry, it will starch your body after a couple seconds of exposure.
Oh my.
Direct sunlight is not a good idea.
In a humid area, the air is dry. That's not right.
Yeah, I thought
I used the wrong word when I said humid. When I said humid, I meant parched.
Wait, it's a jungle. Jungles have to be humid, otherwise the plants don't grow.
Desert being dry on our way to the jungle.
That is what I meant. My apologies.
Okay.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yes, it does. My apologies. Too many words in the brain. He goes, on the way there, sandstorms kick up that are intense enough to tear the flesh from your bones.
That seems very Darude.
A little bit. He goes, once you get to the jungle, you'll have better luck from the weather. You'll have worse luck from the creatures.
Here, guys.
There are tindertails in the jungle, and goblins, and those big cockroach things that spit acid.
Ooh.
Nice.
The good news is you should be able to find all kinds of local help, and he hands you an insignia, which looks like a snake face with a sword going up through the soft palate of the mouth. And he goes, show this to the lumber yard, literally anyone at the lumber yard, and they will give you food and shelter while you're there.
That's good news.
Ooh, that's good.
Well, okie dokie then. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I give him 8 gold.
He kind of looks at the gold and lets out a tiny little smirk that he didn't mean to let out, and he goes, "Thank you." And he's trying to choke back that he's not impressed, but he's happy for it.
Do you have a tent?
Say again?
Tent. We need tent.
Tents. Right, there are oilskin tarps in the drum. Great.
So that's okay.
Jit, Jason, where is your salamander statue? Where did you put that?
It's in my pocket.
Okay.
Just the normal place.
Yeah, right. What now? You guys get on your horse manders and off you go?
Well, we gotta pack all this stuff on the horse manders first.
Yeah, you'll have to do that.
Yeah, we got saddlebags and all that, I'm assuming.
Right, yeah.
All right, and how much water do we have?
So in the bottom of the crate is a large water skin with segments in it. You're pretty sure there's enough water for all of you to drink well for 4 or 5 days each.
Okay.
Do they have some sort of cart equivalent that we could use that would be of any use to us through a jungle?
He goes, we don't have anything that'll get you through the jungle. That's kind of an on-foot maneuver. But we have a cart that we can wrangle up. It'll get you through the desert safer.
Okay, that would be very helpful.
Sure.
That would be very helpful.
And from behind the building, he goes, I thought you might ask. And a couple of his guys come out. And they have what looks like a covered wagon, except it's a lot narrower. It's much shorter. And the wooden bracing underneath isn't wooden, it's metal. The wheels are metal. The whole number is very impressive. And the wheels themselves are much thicker than carts you've seen. They've got these weird looking circular studs on them. And he goes, those will kick into the dunes without any difficulty.
Okay.
Very nice.
$30 and that's starting now.
Does your phone talk?
No, that's my Google guy.
I see.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I mean, I don't see, but
Not you.
It's
Nice
my
try.
Google guy.
oh, right. I've got a guy for that. You know, a guy who knows a guy who knows a Google guy.
He works at Google.
You're right.
Yeah, that's it. He's one of the guys. He sits at a desk 24 hours a day just to talk to me from my speaker.
Now that is dedication from their
Yeah.
people.
Oh yeah, that is some killer tech support.
I hope they pay him more than I give them. Otherwise,
Yeah. I paid the £40 once, and that was it. So I hope they're
I don't even
still.
think I paid that for it.
So here you are with your cart loaded up. The cart is large enough to either contain all of you or contain the crate full of stuff and most of you. Hermes being the big outlier because he's, you know.
He can pull the wagon.
I mean, he probably can, but doesn't that seem a bit, I mean,
Quick question regarding Hermes being able to pull the cart, because he is, I'm sure. How many horse commanders could be fit in there at one time?
in the cart?
Hmm.
That depends. How many of you are also in the cart?
I mean, bearing in mind they're the sensitive ones to dryness and heat. I know we do have mud for them. I don't know how limited that is.
You have enough mud to get you through maybe 4 days worth of travel.
Right, and how many days worth of travel is it to the jungle?
If you don't make any mistakes or do anything wrong or get lost or anything like that, 3.
Okay.
Should be okay then.
Yeah.
But how many could we fit in the cart with the barrel of stuff?
With the barrel of stuff, but none of you? All of them?
Oh, that's just handy to know.
So they're lighter than we are?
Mostly, yeah. They're a little, a little narrower, much wider, and they don't weigh as much.
Okay.
And they don't mind sitting on top of each other?
Not so much.
No, I dare say they can slime each other
Ew.
and give them some.
Yeah, maybe
each other
that's
some-
how they hug, right? They just kind of
give each other some
Yeah.
moistness.
Moist.
like a big
Like it-
pile of naked mole rats. Just...
If you pull them apart, they just like have that sort of about them.
that shit, look what you've done. Now everything's always wet.
They're slimy amphibians, right?
Yeah. It's like a plumbing tutorial. Everything's wet. Something is sliding into something else. Oh, it's dark, it's cramped, it probably smells terrible, and maybe you rubbed your eyeballs in.
And every now and then you need to take a shot of some kind.
Yeah, right. Plumbing is just gross. So here you are with your beasties and your cart. What's the plan? You guys take off to the jungle from here?
Onward, I suppose.
Yeah.
If no one's in disagreement.
Just a minute. As everybody sets up, I take out my salamander
Uh-huh.
and point into the sun. Maybe it's just something.
You look very imposing because you're big and scary and you're like, whoa! Right, but nothing happens.
Then I'll take a little bit water and pour it on salamander.
You pour water on the statue or on the
On
salamander
the
beneath?
statue.
Okay. You look kind of curious to your friends, but again, nothing happens.
You really want a Pegasus Mander, don't you?
Yes, I
really
am.
want a Pegasus
Yes,
Mander.
That would be
Why don't you
awesome.
sit on it and jump off the cart or something?
Just find
As if
somewhere
you say-
high and jump. Hope for the best.
Pull out its name and then throw it. See if it's like a Pokemon.
But there's a button on the front. You push it right.
I put it back in the pocket.
Now the part of my brain that should never ever go to DeviantArt is creating all kinds of strange Horse-Amander Pokemon fusion creatures. That's nightmare fuel. Way to go.
I hate to imagine what shows up on Google if you type in Horse-Amander DeviantArt. Because that place
Yeah,
just
I
comes
don't-
up with some
Make sure
sin.
safe search is on. That's all I'm saying.
Google.
Like-
Yeah, for definite.
Google.
So here you guys are. Do you take off into the jungle from here? It's a pretty straight shot. If you leave through the northern gate from where you are, the jungle, you can see it. The trees are tall enough you can see them on the edge of the horizon from here. Is that a yes?
Rabbi King David of Kazaria.
Sorry?
I asked Google about Horse-Amander and I got the King David, the Rabbi King David of Kazaria.
Huh. I am not sure how those two things connect, particularly since you guys made up the word Horse-Amander.
Called him the Horse-Amander.
That's impressive. So you guys head to the jungle from here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
So the sun beats down on you pretty bad, right? But you guys manage to stay in the cart, move a little bit, get back in the cart, move a little bit, that sort of thing. The first day is there's no issues or anything aside from the glaring heat and lots of water and slow moving because you stay in the sun too much. Almost immediately, you're talking skin cracking, right? Yeah.
Right.
None of you care that much about your beauty because it's ruined. The first day goes by without any difficulties.
I cover my face in mud like the horses.
Right.
I would imagine I still have in the first day or beginning of the first day anyway. I'm still coated in some mud from that
Some
bath
degree of
that the
mud,
tank
right.
gave me.
Yeah, I'm absolutely my furry hobgoblin face is covered in mud.
That's something to picture, right? The second day
Same.
opens up. You wake with the sun. Not that it ever really goes away here. And there's a sandstorm. As a group, let's call that a group insight roll, is to not lose where you are.
I make a dance save.
No, dance to say.
Oh wait.
So is this wisdom?
Yes.
Isn't Jason unable to get lost?
Is he unable to get lost? Is that the benefit you took?
No, not that.
Oh, I thought someone took it. Oh, I thought the
That would have
other
been
ranger
incredibly
took it.
useful here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't take it because I thought Jason did.
Okay, I didn't roll well.
Uh-oh.
But I got.
Neither did I.
I got.
Somebody roll well.
I got a
how to
12.
say,
That's a big 11.
As long as half of you get a 12.
Got lost.
Half of us.
Half of you, as long as half of you get a 12. Just saw
So if I'm proficient in wisdom and charisma, does that mean I can add that onto my
yes, you add your
wisdom roll?
proficiency bonus to your insight roll.
Okay.
Just
All right, now
Not gonna help.
I knew where we were going, and I plotted a trajectory. Can I use my proficiency in engineering?
Sure. Yeah, let's call it that.
Hey!
You pass?
Give me a sec. I have to add numbers.
If
I can't-
I'm not proficient in wisdom, do I have to subtract? Because I got a -2.
I have mine.
No, I don't pass. I have a 10.
Oh god.
Wait, so boss.
No, I'll have a 7.
Okay. So just on
Am I
what
the
you
only
get?
one that got a 12?
I think we failed this, guys.
I rolled a
It's
12.
Lost, guys.
Jid got a 12 and Adarian got a 12.
7.
Artian, what did you roll?
What's the roll for? Is there anything?
To
Wisdom.
make sure that in the sandstorm with the sand whipped every waste and you get turned around, you manage to get back on the trail.
And would that be a wisdom or an
Yeah,
intelligence?
wisdom roll, yes. Specifically insight. Are you proficient with insight?
Ooh, I got a
He
4.
let me get away with engineering because we had already plotted our course.
Right. What archetype did you take as a thief?
Rogue.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have that particular one. So Adarian passed, Jit passed. Jason, what did you get?
7.
Okay.
Did I pass? I rolled 12, but I -2.
Why did you -2?
Well, because I got like a 7 in wisdom.
Oh yeah, you take
That's
that
why
away.
I was
Yeah, that
asking,
sucks.
do I have to subtract if I'm
Oh.
not proficient?
Great. So
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're lost,
I
guys.
figured that.
I'm the only one
Can
that got
I,
this.
once we get lost, can I use my speak to nature to get back on track?
But
Maybe. How would you pull that off?
The wind is nature.
Yeah, but is it a thing you can communicate with?
I don't know.
Well, you're the druid. You tell me.
Communes with nature.
I would say yeah that if you can speak to nature, that you can speak to the 4 elements.
The kind of air around you. Yeah, sure.
I
Let's
guess
say you pull-
the desert would count as earth element, and wind would be
Yeah, the
air.
sand would be earth, and the
Yeah.
air would be, or the wind would be air.
Yeah. Roll for that.
By that logic, you could speak.
Oh wait,
to
maybe
fire.
you don't know. You don't have to roll for that. It's just an ability you have. Never mind. Don't roll for that.
Okay.
So what are you?
Could I do that during the storm to get the storm to go around us?
Not so much. The storm rolls away, right? And because you're not sure you can open your mouth while the sandstorm is going around. Communication with anybody, including your friends, let alone the air, would be difficult. After the sandstorm blasts the side of the horseman, after the sandstorm whittles down, you find yourselves on a dune that looks like all the other dunes, but you're pretty sure you got turned around. Now you can nature to find the right dune to go back to.
Don't we have like a
Humor
compass?
me.
or-
How does that look? Do you like float into the air? Like, what color is your magic in this regard? How do you talk to things? Or is it just kind of like, hey, right? Is it very...
Just look like a crazy person.
Yeah.
I think with the ground I'd touch it, but but air you can't really touch. Maybe I just kind of like
Very
whistle,
slowly.
a certain whistle, and the air whistles back.
Oh,
And I
cool. Okay.
Oh, that sounds cool.
That is cool.
with air.
So, because you guys are really lucky because you have a druid, right? You get reoriented back on the way back, right on the path. Excuse me. You get oriented back on the path, and you don't lose any ground. I mean, you do, but you make it up in 20 minutes. All the dunes look the same, but you make it through the second day without any difficulty. The third day starts. You have lots of water and everything. The horsemanders are not pleased about this. The mud has baked off of them. Hermes' mud and Voss's mud is kind of lost at this point. You do have in the big barrel in the back enough mud to coat them and you. The wind on the dunes whistles in this kind of haunting shriek between the dunes. That's interrupted as you hear and the dune in front of you bursts, and 4 scorpions land in front of you, each of them the size of a bear.
Oh, damn.
Uh-oh.
I don't like scorpions very much.
Artian, you get a free attack with your dagger.
And throw it at him.
Okay, roll the hit.
maybe goblins can shadow them.
I think those tails will take care of that.
Yeah.
What'd you get, Artian?
I got a 4. I can still retrieve it though, right after?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So you throw the dagger and it blinks out of distance and plunges into the dune next to the scorpions.
Oh, so I can still find it though afterwards, right?
Probably. So it occurs to me that a more traditional initiative might be something you guys were interested in. Do you want to do something like that, or are you okay with me just telling you who goes when?
I'm okay with telling.
I'm okay with you pointing us out instead of initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
long as it's like sort of, as long as it's not totally unfair.
And everybody gets a
So
turn.
I don't
Right.
see you doing that.
As long as we all get turns.
Yeah, I was to say.
So let's see. Ardian threw his dagger. Jason's a big scary warrior, man. You go first.
I'll shoot with my warbow.
Okay. Okay. The scorpions are 15 feet or so in front of you. The dunes are close to each other. You have a lot of space to move out to the left and the right, but not a lot of space in front of you between you and the scorpion.
Come on. 8.
8. Ooh.
Oh.
Don't forget to add your proficiency and all that. Or is that what got you the 8?
No, 11.
Nice.
11. Ooh.
All right. Arrow flies through and scrapes the side. Go ahead. Roll for damage.
5 damage.
5 damage? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got ahead of myself there. The arrow flies forward, it scrapes the top of the scorpion and just peels the top of it open. It writhes in pain and twitches, and you watch acid spray all out of it like a fountain. The green lumps of acid fly into the dunes in front of it and burn pock marks in front of the creature. One of those scorpions that is not that one immediately lobs a ball of the same looking stuff out of its tail at you, and my d20s are in the wrong spot. And it hits you for 7 points of damage as acid burns a hole into your chest cavity.
Oh boy!
Oh, I forgot to add that my first throw.
How big are these scorpions again? Sorry.
Each of them is the size of a bear.
Okay, they're big scorpions.
Artian, what was that?
Does the 7 change anything? Because I forgot to add my.
It does not. The resting DC of success at 5 torches deep is 11. On the one hand, it's easy to remember. On the other hand, it's not particularly dynamic.
Fair enough.
Hermes, what are you doing?
Okay, am I correct in assuming that I got this shrinking greatsword thing?
I assume, yes.
If no one objects, then I'm gonna run up to it. Can I control when it shrinks and grows, or is it like as soon as I pick it up, it grows?
So you're pretty sure that with practice you can control that, but right now, whenever you go to swing whenever your martial tendencies kick in.
Okay, right. So I can do 2 attacks in one turn now, can't I?
Sure can.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Are any of these scorpions pre-damaged?
The one that has an arrow scraped down its back, but like before the fight started, no.
Well, I'm gonna go for that one.
Okay.
And that is a 24 to hit.
Nice.
Ooh.
And that is 12 damage on the first hit.
Nice.
And if he is still up, I will go for him again.
Okay. Go for it.
Back. That is a 10 to hit.
Ooh, so not so much on the second one.
Not so much on the second one. Still getting the hang of this sword thing.
Right. So you swing with the expanding great axe sideways, and you just cleave into 2 of this thing's 6 legs on the right side, to rend them off. The whole creature tilts a little bit, and it picks itself off the ground, and it immediately counterattacks and attempts to stab you with its big, spooky-looking mandibles. And it fails miserably to do so.
Nice.
I rolled 4 and 2.
That's what I like to hear.
Does a quick snap at empty air. Okay, what are you doing?
Well, they wouldn't have had to attack if I went first and it worked. I want to cast Pacify.
Okay.
Within 30 feet of me.
Sure. Is that a leveled spell?
It's a level 3 spell.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's a.
It says all targets in
It's a
30
big boy.
feet have no whiff by attack 1 minute per level.
Yeah. Roll for it. Just don't screw that up.
Okay, so what do I have to? It's a D20, and then what do I add or subtract from it?
So that is blah 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 blah. Sorry, you're gonna add your wisdom modifier and your proficiency score, which is 3. What's your wisdom mod?
Wisdom mod is 0.
Okay, so you're just gonna add +3.
Okay.
To the otherwise
I got 13.
Druid with a 0
Nice.
in wisdom.
If you rolled any lower, that would have been bad.
Yes, I know.
What did you roll?
She
I
rolled
got
a 13.
exactly a 13.
Jeez.
Yeah, isn't it like level 3 is
Gotten a
11?
little close.
It's 10 plus 3, plus whatever level the spell
Right,
is.
it's 10
right,
plus the level
right.
of the spell. Right. So
I'm in legit territory.
So the scorpions immediately just kind of and just kind of settle down. They're not friendly per se. Just the will to fight bleeds out of them. You're not really sure if they've gone empty in there or if they're just afraid of you or what you've done to them. They just kind of twitch in place, but they don't fight you. Wow, that was really impressive.
Woohoo.
Boss, what are you doing?
Well, I was going to shoot one with an arrow, but if they're no longer fighting us,
I mean, you still can, right? Like,
am I still shooting here?
Well, do
What
we
does
want
the
to?
party say? Should I be attacking these things?
How long does this
Or are you sending them on their way, or what's happening?
pacify doesn't give you the ability to control them beyond the part where they stop fighting.
How long does the spell last?
That
minute,
is
isn't it?
a minute, I think, as long as
1
he's
minute per
concentrating.
level, and we're level 5, so 5 minutes.
Nice, which is
Is
many
it per
rounds.
level or per spell level?
Oh, well.
I want to say that's per character level.
Yeah, that would be from character level. So then we just leave them here and keep walking. They
I
won't
was gonna
follow.
say we could just keep
5
walking.
minutes. 5 minutes sounds long enough to get away with them without them following us too closely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Atarian could get his dagger, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Ardian doesn't want to lose the magical dagger that he just got.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I go digging for that. Wait, how long will that take though?
You were paying attention when you threw it. Not enough attention, right? You'd hit the guy, right? But you're paying a little bit of attention, right? So, I don't know, a minute or two.
Okay. Well, I'll go collect that.
Okay. So
Actually,
you guys have,
everybody
just
can go
over
up
4
ahead.
minutes to get away. What was that, Ardian?
I was gonna say everybody else could go ahead, and I could just try and catch up to them.
Okay, sure.
I have athletics, so I guess I'm
Okay.
fairly athletic.
Cool. Yeah, let's do that then.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys take off without him. He finds his dagger and beats feet. The rest of the day is uneventful, and you find yourselves at the edge of the jungle, which is well defined. Like the dunes the big lumpy dunes stop happening, and then there's kind of a divot and a flat plain for a half mile or so. Jungle thicket. You can't miss them. Trees that are 100 feet tall, giant bright red plant like flowers stuck on them in places. With those two, they're not feelers. The seed pods in the middle that come out. Some flowers are so big they look like they have flowers growing out of them. You hear lots of chittering and chattering in there. You see many eyeballs, and you hear the sounds of battle.
Battle?
Battle. You hear the distinct sound of metal clanging on metal, and a lot of whoop.
Did you say we see eyeballs?
You see lots of things. So the jungle canopy is really thick. In lots
Oh,
of
I see.
places, it might as well
In the
be
shadow, we see loads of glowing eyes.
be
Type
right.
of thing.
Behold, the many eyeballs that glow in the woods. Right.
I've died.
Time of the day is this?
Right now, it's mid-afternoon. You would have. I mean, we're talking rest. You have your spells back, for sure.
So what are we? What sort of things do we hear off in the distance fighting?
You, how much martial experience do you have? Could you reasonably tell when a human was fighting, like the sounds of battle for the
I have proficiency in tactics and coordination, so a lot.
One would say yes. Okay. You hear the sounds of men fighting things that are not men, things that are small and fast. You pick up a lot of
Not men as in like goblins, or not men as in like animal?
animals. You hear a lot of snarling and growling. And
Okay.
a lesser warrior wouldn't notice those, but because of your impressive proficiency, you don't necessarily hear them with your ears, so just kind of feel it on the air. You smell
Feel
the blood.
key.
And I am dropping dice everywhere. And you
Are dropping dice a little bit.
yeah.
Are
This is
some
like
of
the
the
fourth time I've
animals
dropped that
right
same
inside
die.
the woods with the eyes like birds?
Say again.
Are some of the animals whose eyes we can see like birds?
You pick up as a druid, right? You pick up various birds. You see a
Mhm.
couple of snakes, like normal sized snakes, not like giant predatory snakes.
Mhm.
You see
Since
the occasional
birds kind of
monkey flip
twitter
through
to
there.
each other back and forth across distances, could I speak to the birds? The way I would do that is I'd imitate their sounds,
Sure, yeah.
their bird language,
What's the question?
to find out what's going on.
Okay, yeah. The birds fill you in. They tell you that there are various lumber yards around here, and the wildlife has gone insane. It hasn't affected any normal sized creature. It hasn't affected the birds or the snakes or the monkeys, but the giant cockroach beasties that spit acid, the goblins, and the tindertails have lost their minds and have started going to town on as many other living things as they can find. It's like a war zone in here.
That's pleasant.
Should I share this with everybody, and then I share my thought that maybe Alistair's stuff has something to do with this.
That's a fair assessment.
Bad man with slave postal workers up to no good again.
And I would also share that maybe we should help the humans in this case because we were told that the people at the lumber yards would be our allies.
Okie doke.
As you communicate with this bird, and you watch a giant rat, like a rat the size of a house cat, flop out of a nearby tree, and on the way down, rend off one of its wings.
Oh.
Big ass teeth.
Oh, right.
Want
You
to shoot that
takes the
rat.
bird out.
The rat looks at you.
I take out my dagger and kill the thing that killed the bird.
It's in the tree. Do you want to throw it?
Sure.
Okay, roll for that. Don't miss.
Okay. Dagger is a D6, right? And I can do my strength mod.
Yes, but you got to roll the d20 first.
Dexterity modifier.
I got nat 13 without
Nice.
any mods.
Okay, so roll for damage.
Roll for damage is a D6 and I got a 5. What do I
Nice.
get?
So you whip the dagger through the air and you plug this rat in the butt as it attempts to jump from branch to branch. You plug it right in the backside, and it falls out of the tree a good 30 or 40 feet onto the ground. It's dead from the damage you dealt and the fall, and it just kind of kibbies one leg as the dagger slides out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe
So I
in front of
approach,
you.
pull out my dagger, clean it off, and then hold out my hands for the bird to fall down.
Okay, what remains of the bird falls and like in one motion. You step forward, throw the dagger with the one hand, and catch the bird with the other one.
And
the
then
bird
I-
is alive, but it won't be for very long.
So I heal the bird with my healer's kit.
Okay, you'll have to make a save for that.
What kind of save?
Intelligence
Okay, so
or wisdom, whichever you like better.
what do I like better? I think they're both the same. They're both 0. So
You should
I
have
roll a
proficiency in
D20.
one of them, shouldn't you? You probably have proficiency in wisdom.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
proficiency. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
use that.
Yep. So wisdom, to roll D20?
Yep.
Okay. So I got an 8 with
Ooh.
proficiency.
With proficiency, you got an 8.
Yeah.
Ouchies. So you burn a use of your healer's kit. You patch up the bird as best you can. You don't pull it off, but the bird does make some muttering about the giant vine thorns as it dies.
Giant
what?
vine thorns?
Vine thorns, giant
Okay.
like.
They don't by any chance resemble rose bushes, do they?
Yeah.
Okay, so I lift up the bird to my face and kind of whisper, like or be at peace to it.
Aw, that's adorable.
And bring it down back to my chest and share what it said in its dying thoughts about the giant vine thorns, and then I bury it.
Aw. As you finish burying, I feel really bad now. Suppose I should. That was the point. As you finish, how do you bury that? Like pull out a shovel, just scoop a hole in the ground with your hands. I mean, it's a bird.
I have a shovel you could borrow.
Okay, I borrowed Jit's shovel, dig a
Okay.
hole that's about 6 inches deep, 6 inches around.
Okay. As you finish filling in the bird's final resting place, arrows that look awfully rickety fly through the bushes. I say bushes, I meant trees. And as several arrows fly through the air and perforate you for 6 damage.
Me
Yes,
specifically?
They come from various directions. You're not really sure which ones. Well, I mean, not really. They come from above you. They're
From
arrows.
above
Right?
me?
You can trace basic trajectory of an arrow, but you don't see what shot you.
All right, so 6 damage.
6 damage.
Do I see this?
Oh yeah, you all do. As she's busy, I don't know what you guys are doing while she's busy burying this bird, but as you watch her finish doing that, arrows come from several directions above you in the trees. Boss, you're a military tactician. Those came from at least 60 feet up, given the angle.
60
As-
feet up.
As a goblin and a military tactician, does he recognize the arrows?
He does. They're podunk, squirrely, goblin-like. They're not really arrows so much as two short sticks that have been lashed together to make a
I
big
was
stick.
hoping so.
The thorn on the end. That's kind of.
So then if I angrily shout in Goblin, "Oi, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Wait, so you're a Jewish hobgoblin?
What? No.
It's
Oh.
That's funny.
I was more doing that thing that you hear British people say.
I see. I didn't know.
That's mostly Joe who says that.
Wait, what?
I try to keep a lid on my bad language when I'm like.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's no filter for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's the way it
I
is.
was born without one. You know that space between your brain and your mouth that filters
Yeah,
out?
exactly,
what you say? I didn't
exactly.
get that. I got an extra amount of yak instead. So you recognize them as goblin arrows for sure, little goblinoid. And you say in goblinoid, right? Like, hey, the hell's your problem? Right.
Right.
You hear a lot of chittering, and one voice rises amongst the others. It goes, "State your business or die. We outnumber you 15-1."
We're after this. What's his name?
Alice.
Alistair. We're here to kill a wizard.
You hear all the voices immediately go silent, and then you hear like we're a couple 10 seconds of empty, awkward silence, and then a goblin falls from the trees above you and lands on the ground, and like on his butt, and he kind of looks at you, and he goes, "Hey, whoa, look, we don't have to be friends. We're not friends. Alistair's that way," and he points towards the tree. He points east-ish from where you are.
Good.
Thicker into the jungle.
Now, no more shooting at us.
Yeah.
Is there a limit to my goblin crown?
A limit?
Oh my god.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
How many goblins can he command at a time?
And
Oh,
how
as many as he can
far-reaching
see.
is its reach?
So, do I only see this one that's in front of us, do I?
You only see the one in front of you, right?
I just like sort of beckon him over, like.
And you watch him stand up.
Take a seat
He's
at the
not
table.
enjoying this. Like, so the Goblin Crown gives you command over goblins you can see, independent of whether or not they're okay with that, right? So he kind of mentally wrestles with the crown's influence and loses, and he knows it. So he kind of sulks his way over to you and kind of goes, "Yeah, what?"
He's my new expendable goblin.
God.
I like the other ones. They're nice. This one's a butt face. He's getting in the front line first.
Oh, but Hermes, could you command him to get all of his friends down so you can get control over them too?
That was very smart. I wouldn't have thought of that.
But you are an owlbear.
I'm gonna look over at Voss and say, "You tell new friend, bring more friend."
Oh no.
Hermes would like you to call down your buddies.
And he goes, oh, they're not my buddies. I wanted to kill you. They said no. They kicked me out. We're not buddies anymore.
Oh, I relay this to Hermes.
Voss, as a hobgoblin, what do you know about goblin society?
I know that they are mostly used as second-class citizens by the Empire.
Yeah, right. But what do you know about their society from their point of view? Like, not hobgoblin related? Nothing?
I see. You mean like when they're not part of the Hobgoblin Empire?
Yes.
They still follow the same god. Other than that, they're a lot less organized and kind of stupid and don't have much of a society.
Okay. Yeah, that's about accurate. So, goblins in the world of Pardex are... They outnumber basically any race 15-1. If they could manage, their breeding rate is enormous. It's not okay. But goblins, if they could manage to get themselves sorted out, they'd be a real force to be reckoned with. But they basically all infight all the time. Occasionally a goblin gets other goblins to behave, but usually said goblin is a hobgoblin, right?
Right. Generally, yes. and you know, the goblins are, well, they're not the ones who run the society, the Hobgoblin Society.
You're pretty sure you just watched what was the closest thing, however many goblins are up there to have a goblin leader, just lose his position.
Yeah, I figured.
So you tell Hermes what happened. Hermes, what's the plan?
He's no longer in charge of his people. They won't listen. Specifically, they just voted him off the island.
Pretty much.
Big toothy man. Ask friends to come. Speaking to Voss.
I see.
Huh?
Huh? You lost me too, I gotta say.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're asking me.
In very broken English, I'm telling you specifically to ask them to come down and speak with us.
Oh, why?
I'm just gonna shake my goblin crown on my wrist and say,
Do I even know what it is, or do I just think the goblins like it?
I mean, yeah.
It's a holy artifact. Like you, I don't know if you think it's holy or not, but as a hobgoblin, it does. I mean,
Do I recognize it?
Yeah. You don't recognize it as like a holy artifact per se, but it definitely exhibits mind control on goblins, and that's kind of hard to miss. If you were less,
is it hard to miss? It doesn't just look like the goblins just happen to like him.
No, it's definitely like a weird shift that happens to their personality. Like, when somebody's getting like drugged. If you were a little bit less intellectual, it would work on you too.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm not sure I want to help him enslave the goblins. I don't particularly care about them because
it's not slavery. They're indentured friends. We talked about this.
Yeah, Hermes is not okay with slavery. So in his
That's what you say to Hermes. Do you want to make them into your slave couriers?
Hermes like sort of fights off an urge to tear his face off. And no, they be friends. I like friends. Lots and lots of friends.
Yeah, that's what they are. Friends.
Many, many, many friends. Did you guys have that conversation out loud? You did, yeah?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear a rustling above you as what looks like a large degree of scalding water falls out of the tree above you. You should all make dex saves.
Can I just lift my shield?
Sure, yeah.
I lift my shield.
You're pretty sure that happened in response to the word slave, which tells you that
Wait, they speak common?
That's what I was about to say. This tells you that the goblins understood what you said.
Uh-oh.
And you hear a lot of goblin expletives from the trees above.
Come on.
I got a 13.
Oh.
I got a 19.
Ow.
What
So
the
Isan got a 1. The rest of you passed, yeah?
You got a 6.
I'm casting Abjure.
What does Abjure do?
Check to ignore a damaging area effect, like
Nice.
a trap. Quick action.
Nice.
Just to be clear, does me raising my shield mean I don't have to roll?
Yes, you're good.
Okay.
So, Ardian, you didn't pass that?
I got 19.
I'm missing a lot of dex checks.
What was that?
I got
You're
19.
missing a lot of dex checks. Okay.
Huh.
You and Jason both take 4 points of damage as the scalding water wraps around your armor and gets onto your skin.
Oof.
And Voss, you hear a couple of threats that amount to, leave and die. You're pretty sure you didn't mishear leave or die. And you hear buzzing of bees. What do you?
They're throwing beehives at us and they're trying to kill us now.
Jason, you're pretty tough, and I imagine you're angered by the fact that you got boiled. Now what?
Hey, hold on. I failed my spell check.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
And I rolled a 14 again. So I guess
Oh.
I'll roll my con save.
Very good call.
Oh, God.
And I rolled a 1 on my con save.
Oh.
Oh, no!
I'm stunned again. Wake me
So-
up when this is all over.
You take 4 damage from the scalding water as you kind of surge through it. So you kind of You ever see somebody like in the movies get struck by lightning and they poof, and then they fly backwards? You ripple through the air and slam into one of those trees. As hot water washes over you, take 4 points of damage from the boiling water and 1 point of impact as you guys watch his back and hear it go into the tree.
So 5 points altogether?
5 points altogether. And he's definitely out of it. You're pretty sure that he's kind of drifting in and out. He's conscious, just barely. He's in a pretty bad way, daze-wise. That's not good. Jason, what do you want to do?
I'm going for the kill.
So you're going forward to get away from them or up after them?
After them.
You're going to climb the trees?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh.
Sure.
Ranger,
I
I
mean,
suppose.
warrior, you scamper up to the first tree line without any
Like
difficulty.
you.
So now you've mantled up the tree with your show of strength, right? You kind of climb your way up there. You're on the branches are thick. They're like shelves, 3 or 4 feet wide. They're flattish. You're not going to lose your ground. You're not going to like have to make a dex check to stay up here or anything like that. The branches are thick. They're almost mythic in proportion. You could park carts up here if you could get them up here. You see goblins above you on the branch line above you, which is another 10 or 15 feet zipping around up there. You're not close enough to hit one with a sword, but you are close enough to shoot at one.
They saw me, yeah?
They're above you. They're not swarming down after you, but yes, there are multiple goblins.
And I don't have more action to climb and to grab
You
to
could
one of
climb.
them?
You can, right? Because you can move 30 feet, so you can move another 10 feet and be up there with them if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay, sure. So you mantle up the side of the, you kind of monkey up the side of the tree, do a little flip and land on the branch. Now what?
I want to grab 1 or 2 and throw it to him.
Okay,
Throw
sure.
to me. Haha.
You have multi-attack. So let's say you can grab 2 of those if you try.
I haven't been using multi-attack.
He hasn't. I wanted to make sure you remembered. Roll 2 strength checks. And I'll roll 2 and we'll see how that happens. Call it an opposed roll.
Ah, come on.
Oh, I'm sure you pass.
No, I don't.
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
I roll 5 and 3.
So you do actually hurl one of those things. One goblin scurries out from underneath your grip, wily little thing, but the other one you grab right by the neck, his eyes pop out of his head a little bit, and you just hurl him off the branch. Voss, there is a goblin headed through the air, coming at you at pretty fast speed. What do you want to do?
At me or at Hermes?
All of you, really. Well, except Jit.
Okay.
10 feet from
Hit
here.
one of us.
Huh?
Only gonna hit one of us.
Yeah.
Voss, what do you want to do about it?
I put myself in position and get ready to cut him into pieces when he lands. Or not when he lands, when he comes towards me.
You want to roll for damage with it? Oh, I don't even worry about it. What are you cutting him with? What are you cutting him with?
My sword.
Okay. So the goblin comes down and you do just this gorgeous arc swing, split that goblin in half like a piñata, and blood candy rolls down all over the place.
You should have thought of that before he attacked us.
Hermes, what are you doing?
I'm assuming that I've managed to see Jason see and go towards the goblins.
Yeah.
So I want to follow him up there.
Okay. Unlike Jason, who has to use his muscles, you just kind of, there's trees, any number of these trees will hold your weight. So you just kind of up the side of the tree.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They've seen what Jason did and what Voss did. They are not pleased, and by that I mean they're afraid. Okay.
How many of them can I see?
How did I know that was the next question? On this branch, there are 10 goblins and 12 more that you can see, but they're hopping branches away from you.
So I can see a total of 22.
You can.
I've got 22 more goblins on my army team then.
Jesus Christ, we're gonna have an army of goblins by the end of
That
this.
turns into 29.
Let me counting them like bullets.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you going to get their attention? They need to see the crown in order for it to work.
Do they? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a big old owl screech. And
Okay.
when I'm at it, because I wear it like a bracelet, I'm going to be like, you know.
So the 10 goblins on the branch freak their crap and turn around. It's like, ah! And they immediately stop. The 12 that are hopping between branches lose it while they're in mid-jump and fall down on the party. But the 10 that are on the branch immediately kind of do. I kind of like the aliens from Toy Story, the claw. The 12 goblins fall through the air. Kale, what do you want to do about it?
I am going to step out of the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait until they're pretty close to the ground and just step out of the way.
Nice. Whip. Okay. You want to roll a d8 for me? And
Sure.
times whatever number you get by 10. Excuse me, by 4.
I got an 8. What am I multiplying by?
4.
Okay, 8 times 4, 20, 32.
Ooh. So the 12 goblins just smear into this ugly red mist as they hit the ground with enough force to pop like zits.
Wait, why did you have them all jump off of their trees?
They didn't. They were running from Jason, and then Hermes went. Rah! Yeah, I don't know about you, but if I was 20 feet off the ground and I heard an owl bear screech behind me, and I turned around, they went like this.
Yeah, they lost it.
Up and fell. Like a house cat that makes a mistake in midair. I have a cat that he's amazing. He can screw up like 1 foot jumps, but he pees all over physics. I've watched him make right angle turns in midair. That's not possible. I know it's not. And I watched him do it with my own eyes.
All right, so what happens with this goo?
Huh?
What happens?
Now you got a nice stick of film of goblin jelly on the forest floor. Artie, what are you doing?
I am going to draw my bow.
Okay.
Stand guard.
Okay. Chit, what are you up to?
I'm stunned still, aren't I?
Oh yeah, that's right. Somebody will have to go snap you out of it. Dario, what are you doing?
I'm also going.
I'm gonna ready my shield and mace for if any more come down.
Okay. Boss, what was that?
I said I'm also going to draw my bow. I'm going to switch from melee to ranged.
Okay. You guys don't hear any more goblins aside from Hermes' platoon of them up there with Jason. Now what? The path in front of you, the path in the forest is relatively clear. It's scorched. You guys can see amongst the trees that there are places where there are previously bushes. Like you can see the knotty leftovers on the ground.
Well, I think next we wait for Hermes to bring down his new goblin tribe of slaves, and then
they're not slaves. They're friends.
They're free.
They're not slaves.
I clean the goo
Yeah, they
up.
seem free.
Yeah, they definitely have free will.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
To do whatever they want right now.
They are best friends that do everything I tell them to without any exception.
They have direction.
Kale, yeah. They have purpose, man.
Yeah.
What was that?
Okay, I'm gonna clean the goo off of me, but I'm gonna do that by whistling to the wind to help me out.
And it just kind of buffs you like a car wash. That's that's fun. You start to snap out of it of your own accord because you hear a trembling underneath the ground, and this large relatively bullet-shaped gray thing with big mandibles bursts from the ground and snaps its fingers around your body and attempts to drag you into the earth.
Me?
Oh, shit.
Yes, you.
All right.
Oh, that's not. Ooh.
How conscious am I?
Hermes,
enough
can you
to get
take
one
that
shot
too?
at wiggling out of it.
Sorry, what's that?
Conscious enough to get one shot at wiggling out of it.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second here. Do I
Not
try
in
to
the
wiggle?
trees.
Well, I can't cast that spell again.
That was a little unexpected.
Very much
Thank
so.
you.
Do I notice enough to cast Pacify if he can't wiggle out?
You notice 2 things. One, that it's not going to work because the creature you're affecting is far too stupid. It literally has an intelligence score of 1. And
Oh,
2,
God.
because it's not attacking him from its point of view. 2, that it's an
He's
encag.
eating.
Right, it's eating. It's not attacking him. And 2, it's an encag. I'll send you a picture. They are ugly.
They're big bugs.
Pretty much. They're a giant bug that spits acid.
How far is everyone away from me?
Everyone is about 10 feet from you, aside from the two in the tree, which are obviously higher than that.
And who's in the tree? It's Voss and.
No, I'm on the ground.
It's me and Jason.
Okay.
Right.
I am. So is this a dexterity check?
This is a dexterity check to wiggle out of this thing's jaws.
I think I'm gonna take a chance with dexter. No, I don't have proficiency on that. I think I should try casting a spell.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe if I fail and I blow myself up, I could blow him up too. Or
If it's a spell you can cast, it's a quick action. Go for it.
oh, wait a minute. It doesn't say whether it's a quick action or not. It just says a 20-foot area forces 5 feet speed, enemy resist.
What spell is that?
Amplify gravity.
I see. Okay.
I'm gonna try to slow him down. Give me more time, or give someone more time.
Yeah, I don't think you would be able to make that as a quick action. What do you guys think as a group?
I don't know. Is it like Featherfall? I guess probably not, right?
Yeah,
No,
it's like the other end of Featherfall.
Well, Featherfall is a quick action spell.
Is it? Okay, sure, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's Featherfall you specifically can cast when you fall out of off a cliff.
It's Featherfall's a reaction, isn't it?
Other people, though.
Yeah.
Say again, Jip?
This will also affect everyone else except for Gassan and.
It definitely will, and the enemy gets a chance to resist it.
For sure as well. This thing's trying to drag you into the ground, or like it just came from the ground?
It burst from the ground, bit him, which I forgot to roll for damage for. You take 3 points of damage as the thing sinks its mandibles into your flesh. And now it's squeezing you like a big bug vice.
Am I close by to Jit, or is he like 10 feet
You're all
away?
within 10 feet, give or take, except Jason and Hermes, who are 20 feet above you.
Could I try and run over and like pry him from the jaws?
Yeah, sure.
I got to react first, though.
You do, yeah.
Right?
Oh, is
And
it?
if I cast that spell, you're going to be slowed down.
Oh,
That's
right,
the
okay.
problem. And I think I committed to it, so I can't really change my mind
Yeah,
now.
go for it.
So I'm going to roll. And who knows? Maybe I'll fail and light myself on fire, and he'll go with me. I don't know.
Can I cast Providence?
Wait.
Be positive.
11, what is it? A second level spell, so I got to be to 12,
Yep.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got it.
Nice.
Ooh.
So around the space, in a 20 feet bubble around Jit. So we're talking a 20-foot bubble, so it's up and down. You're all affected, just barely. Even Jason and Hermes.
Are they slowed down, or do they float like they're in a gravity room or something?
Oh no, you amplify gravity, so they slow down to a 5-foot movement speed.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So the Ankeg squeezes you further, right, and starts to dig down into the ground, but you're all moving slower. Oh wait, the Ankeg gets a chance to resist that,
Yeah, he's got to save.
which he pulls off, unfortunately for you. He
my
sinks
day.
his teeth into you, takes another squeeze, in which you take another 4 points of damage, and he drags you below the surface of the planet.
Hope you weren't wanting any help. How long are we unable to move because we're in an amplified gravity zone? Or does it follow you?
You can just only move 5 feet a turn.
Right, which is slow enough that we can't follow him.
Yes, it is. 1 minute per level.
Are they able to resist it too?
It specifically says a 20-foot area forces 5-foot speed, enemy resist. 1 minute per level. But I would argue that if something as dumb as an Ankeg can go, oh, something's wrong, you guys can try that too.
Okay, so what do we roll?
Yeah, what are we rolling?
For the Ankeg, I rolled a strength check to just kind of and hulk through it.
I have proficiency for that.
Yeah, me.
Coolio, so do I.
What's the difficulty?
Oh,
Hermes,
natural
you're
20.
Is it 11 or is it some number from him?
I think it's an 11.
I got a 16.
Okay, well, if it's an 11, then I pass it before I even have my numbers.
I got a 24.
Nice.
11.
Adarian, was that a nat 20 I heard in there?
Nat 20.
Nice. So you'll go first. You just kind of shake it off.
So I want to run up and try and grab its jaws and just pry them wide open so I can get Jit out.
Sure. Make
Am I
a
in his
strength.
jaws or his tentacles?
You're in its mandibles in the front.
Okay.
Mandibles,
Right.
yeah.
So as you run over to this thing, it's got Jit in its mouth and it's doubling down. It's burrowing down into the surface of the planet.
I got a 16.
Oh, okay. If it's burrowing down face first, shall I try and grab it and pull it out first instead?
You
Because
wanna
obviously
grab
I'm not
an
going to be in
outtake by
front
the
of it.
butt.
Yeah. So I want to
Okay.
try and grab it and pull it out.
Sure. Make a strength check.
That-
Jason, Hermes, do you guys pass your strength saves?
Yeah.
11.
Okay. How'd you do?
16.
Yep, 16.
Nice. Artian, how'd you do?
I got a 19.
Not Adarian.
Oh,
Artian.
sorry.
I did a 3. Is it dexterity or strength?
Strength.
4.
Ooh. So
Ooh.
Artian is slowed down to. You can still move, but you can only move 5 feet a turn.
Okay. Does that?
You watch Jit gets. Unless Adarian passes his save, Jit's about to be yanked into the surface by an Ankh. Darian, how did you do anyway on that strength roll?
I got a 19.
Nice. So you grab this thing by the butt, and you're not strong enough. It's big. It's like a giant cockroach. You're not strong enough to pull it from the earth, but it's not getting any further away from you. Like when a bad guy car is trying to get away from Superman, he's gonna
Yeah.
Boss, what do you want to do?
Well, on my 16, I'm thinking I'm probably not going to be able to grab it and pull it out because this thing's really big, right? It's bear size.
They're pretty big, yeah.
I'll put an arrow in it. See if that slows it down.
Just shove an arrow into it? Okay, sure.
Well, shoot an arrow into it.
Right. I didn't figure you were going to run up and just poke it. Right.
So, cha. All right, so one of them is 18 plus 5, which should hit, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one is a 12. The 12 may not hit.
Standard DC is 11. You
Okay.
hit both of them.
Perfect. All right, so he takes... he takes 12 and he takes 7.
And those are both arrows?
Yep.
Okay, so you let one arrow fly and you plug it into the back of the creature. And you really only got his butt to shoot at because the Darian's keeping it from getting it further into the ground. You plug both arrows in the bottom of its thorax, and there's and the whole body does this. But you're pretty sure it's not dead. Jason and Hermes, you guys are in the trees with a platoon of goblins. You can see this below you. What do you do?
We're 20 foot up in the air, right?
Yes.
And it's a 10-foot walk.
Say again?
So if we go 20 foot down, it's 10 foot.
Give or take, yeah. Little less than.
30 feet total movement?
Oh, yes, total movement. Yeah, you both can make it to the ground if you want.
Lovely. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go for this thing with my greatsword.
Okay.
And I'm gonna beckon the goblins over too.
Okay.
And they can join in on the fray.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun mathematically.
So you guys watch Hermes barrel down the side of the tree like an angry bus with a chain of goblins behind him. Most of them just kind of fall out of the tree. They kind of like flop down it, like kind of rappel off of one another to the base of the tree. And you swing and go for it.
Okay, so first roll, that is soft 20.
Nice.
And that is 13 damage.
Nice.
And hey, even better, 22 to hit.
Wow.
And 15 damage
Nice.
on the second swipe.
So you come in with this big angry, like a big X swipe, and you cleave this thing's butt clean off, and it shrivels up like bugs' legs do when they die, and what is above ground crumples underground. The creature's dead, but you don't hear Jit. Jit, you're still being held by the mandibles, and you are underground. You're running out of air. Your friends should, save you. Ikael, what are you doing?
Is he near death?
No.
No. Okay, so I don't need to cast that cantrip.
Well, I
just
don't know how
needs
many
air.
hit points he has left, but he can still breathe, but not for any much more time.
He could probably use some oxygen.
I could cast Suture to heal him.
Okay, it won't solve his air problem.
No. So I don't think I can't do Sable Touch because I can't get there to touch him.
Oh, I should roll a d4 for that. Actually, Jit, you roll a d4 for that.
Me?
Yes,
What, for
you.
him? For
Yes.
not dying?
Right, that's how many rounds you have of air left, whatever number you come up with.
Okay. 3.
Not bad. All right.
No. Why don't I put my hand to the ground and communicate to the ground to move away from his face?
So communicate with nature lets you talk to it.
Huh?
Move Earth, shape Earth is a completely different spell. So you can
Shape
can ask the dirt to do that, but the dirt has no mobility of its own.
Okay.
But if it makes you feel better, the dirt gets back to you in a low rumble and says it would if that was within its power to achieve.
When
No
is my
bend.
turn again? Do I still have a dexterity chance to get out?
Oh yeah, the creature's dead. It lets go of you without too much difficulty. You're not sure
Look at
exactly.
all with a dead bug on top of you.
Right, you're underground with a large dead bug on top of you, but you're
Okay.
not like pinned down by its jaws specifically.
Okay.
Do we know that he's running out of oxygen, or can we just kind of imagine that?
You
'Cause I
just
couldn't
kind of
imagine.
assume, since you know he breathes air and he's, from your estimation, given how big the bug was, about 10 feet underground.
How big is the remains of this bug?
Most of it's about 9 feet of it is underground, but an Ankh stands a couple of feet high and is about 10 feet long.
Could me and the combined forces of my goblins potentially drag it out?
Sure, yeah. I'm
That's
not
what
going to
I
be
was
rolled
just
for
about
that.
to suggest.
Roll with a plus 25.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. So you and your little goblin monkeys kind of like they get underneath and they dig their nasty little bony claws in the dirt, and you hear them, and they stick their talon thing, their ugly fingernails into the bug, and as one big, they kind of just slide it out like a sausage out of a casing, and here's Jit attached to its mandibles on the end, and he takes a big gulp of air, and he's all right. I mean, I don't know how much damage he took, but he's breathing.
Well, breathing is good.
Yeah, right.
Coolio. Right, I must be back in a second.
Okay.
You can stay. Who else is injured?
I took like 4 damage, but I'm not really injured.
Yeah,
I imagine Jisan got hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Yes,
take a
sir.
bite of that bread.
Okay.
How many slices do I have left? How many bites do I have left?
You should have 2 or 3 left.
Let me see
Let's
what
say
I
3.
wrote down. Blessed bread. I have 6 bites.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So heals fully myself and anyone within 15 feet of me. So yeah, I take a bite and heal everybody.
Nice.
Pretty good little ability, isn't it?
So you
Nice.
are all fully
I
healed?
got that my very first day. I also have a heal myself or party member to full HP from my rolled my first natural 20.
Hmm.
I haven't used that one up yet.
Nice. Do you guys want to wait for Hermes to get back?
I mean, he said he'd only be gone a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he'll be gone very long.
Okay.
King Hermes.
I'll be back to you then.
King Hermes. You do see amongst the goblin jelly various pieces of loot and scrap.
Oh, I start looting. What do I find?
Roll percentile die 3 times and give me the number.
Okay, give me a sec.
Percent.
Okay, first percentile. 84.
20 what?
84.
84. You find a little tiny book. It's like the kind of thing you'd give a child. Like it would fit in a child's pocket. It is a book of goblin curses.
Ooh,
Oh, damn.
65.
little stalking.
55, blah, blah, blah. You find a little shriveled wanted poster, half burned, with the name Shriktak, which you know is written in Goblin. You're pretty sure that the goblin that was that splatted is the goblin on this picture.
Wait, which one? Like the first one?
Yeah, the one that you argued with, right? That now works for Hermes.
Yeah.
This is a wanted picture with his face on it.
Aw. 95.
95, did you say?
Yep.
A lump of foul-smelling chalk.
Is it a big piece of sulfur?
No, it's actual chalk. It just doesn't smell very good.
Okay.
It's got a nasty green stain on it.
Gross.
I mean, they're goblins, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I want the book. I don't really want the other stuff. Anyone else want any of this stuff?
What's up?
Yeah.
There's some chalk. There's a wanted poster for Shriktak.
Which is, Hermes, that's your goblin?
Yeah.
Well, I'll take the
criminal. One of your goblins is a criminal.
Ah, okay.
I mean, aren't they all criminals?
Not to the other goblins.
I suppose that's fair. You guys, as the dust settles, right? As your goblins have gone to town, like they're up to their bellies in Ankeg. They've just started eating it.
Cool. That's
goblins.
Like
No
they
point in wasting it.
pulled it out, right? And they've all jumped on top of it like Goku at a dinner party, and they're just digging their way into it. They're upside down, like just goblin legs kicking out of the top of the Ankeg. You hear what sounds like a ferocious feminine like. You look above you, and there is a cat on the platform. It has landed right in front of Jason. Right, Jason, did you get on the ground? Or are you still up there in the trees?
I think I'm still in the trees.
Okay. What you're looking at is it would be a lion, except that the mane is made out of fire. The tip of its tail is the same deal. And when it went, the entire mane flared up and wisps of fire caked off of it. Its eyes glow and flames shoot out of them and burn 2 holes in the back of the tree behind you. I suppose we should play next week.
You said you're not available next week, right?
Oh, that's right. I'm not. It'll be a week after that. If one of you guys want to run it while I'm gone, I'll send you notes on the creature.
No, we'll wait.
We'll wait. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're better off waiting.
Vacation.
Well, this is an event-filled jungle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're not even really all the way into it yet. We're still on the
I
edge.
feel like we're just past the welcome mat.
I did say war zone, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did cover that? Okay.
You said that as we were approaching the jungle, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad we took that extra time to level up now.
Yeah.
That, and you have a small goblin army,
And the additional goblins, yes.
I mean, they are
Yeah,
disposable.
that's
It does also help.
We have spear goblins now.
Yeah, right. Because
One-
even if they're
one
terrified,
growth,
you just be
you
like,
have
I said do
to-
it. They're immune to fear effects, right? Because if they're terrified, you can be like, no, I said do it. And they're like, yeah, boss. No good.
What holiday is it next weekend?
Huh?
What holiday is it next weekend?
Memorial Day.
Is there a holiday?
It's Memorial Day?
Yeah, Memorial Day is next weekend.
Okay.
Mm.
Wait, but I thought this weekend was the holiday.
It's
Not
not a
in the
holiday in
US.
Canada. It's Victoria Day.
Oh,
today.
yeah, Victoria Day, yeah.
Or it's a holiday in
Victoria
Ontario.
Day? We don't have that one. What's Victoria Day?
It's a holiday about Queen Victoria.
We don't do it in